Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to episode 59 and maybe the last ever episode of Ken's Counseling Couch. Due to the severity of what's going on, I'm your host, Ken Jennings. Also, as a few people call me, Kiwi Farms Ken Jennings, although I held no official affiliation with them. I'm just a internet autistic who goes on the site and looks at forum threads and shit. Anyway, welcome to today's show. Today, we are going to talk about something that happened yesterday. The potential necessity to investigate Kiwi Farms Ken Jennings. It is going to be very fun. I was not going to do this stream, and then someone in my Discord, props to the person in the Discord, who said, take Nick advice and grift the fuck off of all the people who mess with you. And I said, fuck it, I'm going to do it for that. So today we're going to grift hard. I'm going to grift harder than I ever have today. Harder than my alcohol stream, or harder than my drinking streams. Because, and I'll show it to you near the end of today's stream, is the subject of our discussions today. I would never want to represent that what I'm doing is anything unethical or unprofessional. I strictly follow my code of ethics and have yet to violate them. So, and there is still a $500 bounty for anyone who can go back and find anything from the episode in question where I allegedly violated my ethics, and yet no one has. Anyway, today, after serious allegations were made against Ken Jennings, Nick Rekieta, and Notice Me Senpai Spectre 06 Gaming. Yes, Spectre, I did notice you. Yeah. I will be talking about the severity of what's going on, how important it is, and why it's generally a bad idea to fuck with someone's life whose hobby is data archiving, because it's just a bad idea. Because I keep everything. I've got literal enterprise servers in my home just for data storage. There's a reason I tell people I'm generally a good person, but you don't want to fuck with me. Anyway, hold on. Hey, hold on. Babe, who is that? Hello, babe?
FBI, open up!
God, that flight was horrible. They didn't even have an in-flight movie. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Whew. Okay. They got Ken. They got Ken. Ken is kill. Anyway, I couldn't resist doing that. I couldn't help myself. So there you go. You guys got it early. Yes, there is more than 1 second of that video. I couldn't find that one with the extended duration that also had the great music that goes over it that you would see on Memology's channel. I looked. I really did. That was like the most important thing I looked for in regards to all of my research for this stream. But yes, they got Ken. They got Ken. So, according to someone who was involved sort of tangentially and attempted to dox me last year, but unfortunately couldn't figure it out according to their own statements. And I also have the screenshots of all of this too, if I need to really pull them up. Congrats on the only legitimate use of that. Okay, yeah, I thought it was good. I'm not joking. They absolutely do. and I'm going to show you the quote from their own fucking mouth. That's coming up next. So, I'm not going to name any names because this person does like to thrive on drama. I am sure. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one. They've had a YouTube channel banned already, like straight up nuke. YouTube said it's not coming back. That happened last year, and she's blamed it on Nick and myself and other people for having that happen. And unlike you, I don't want people's voices and shit nuked. And for someone who in court filings is like, oh, all the peoples are coming after me and harassing me, you sure as fuck don't mind doing it to other people. So, yeah. So let me see if I can. Well, first, let's I guess see if there's any new commentary from this person on Twitter, because they've been, oh god, they've been going nuts and interacting with a certain someone from my Discord, which has kind of spawned all this shit too. By the way, you can't take anything off the internet. It's basically impossible to do. So, congratulations. All right, let's get to this quote. Where's this quote? I know I saved a timestamp here. All right, so let me pull up their channel and their live stream. So I'm getting it from the source. So there's obviously no suggestions of it being edited, right? There's no way that it could be edited, right? So you can see for a fact that I'm giving it to you straight. For as late and gay as I am, I'm still giving this information to you straight. So let me give you a little bit of context for this commentary. So this person's a true crime podcaster. They like to cover and ruin and fuck with people's lives who do stupid shit, and do stupid shit like that. They literally called themselves last night basically a shepherd of critical thinking, and think that they're one of the people destined to lead people to critical thinking, because if you don't follow them or watch them, that your kid legitimately, this was the implication of their statement. I'll clip it. I'll show you the clip in a bit. That if you don't learn to critical think like from her, that your kids will get raped and molested and shit or killed. That's how serious this is, guys. You gotta watch her shit. I'm not joking. So for context, for the segment we're about to watch, someone involving one of the true crime cases was recently indicted on raping their sister or cousin like 30 years ago when they were 17 and the kid and the sibling or cousin was 10 or 11 or something like that. I don't care about their true crime shit. I care about them involving me in their shit. So, in their coverage of this case, some commentary about myself, and it's not being said, and I'll show you why. So this stream was on November 5th, yesterday, for those in the U.S. So November 5th, yesterday, and it was in the evening. And so prior to that, about a month ago, almost a month ago, I think it was just shy of a month, she had a stream where she had a Spectre from Nick's Discord on. And she was talking shit about some of the Sophie case and some of the people involved in it, myself included, Nick included. And so Spectre was going on to challenge her ideas. And so I think that's maybe where her getting our names refreshed in her mind, and her, again, making continuous false statements about me, because not once has she been able to prove the things she said. And I can disprove everything she said. So let me go ahead and pull this up. So I'm going to play probably 30 seconds before she makes the comment of the investigation. So, but also, should I leave the live chat up from her stream or not? I don't know. Not that there was really anything interesting going on in her live chat, but I guess I can. Fuck it. Okay. Let me go ahead and present my stream. Home tab, which is the tab. I have the correct tab. All right. Great. You're going to see her in just a second. Also, Andrea, congrats for watching live for the first time. I hope you like it live. So we'll see. So this is about 30 seconds before the quote of investigating the Ken Jennings and the Nick Rekieta comes up. Now it's obvious who she's talking about, not just myself. There's other people who've covered this case that she's referencing, the Sophie Long case. But in doing so, this is where she's going with it. So let me go ahead and pull this up for you. It's always better live. Live is the best. Live is the best. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit down here in the corner, and we'll watch it together. They'll sit at the bottom left of the corner of the screen, and we'll watch this together. So let's see. Also, if something happens during this stream, there's one specific thing that could happen that would make this stream even funnier than I could imagine. Also, make sure before we watch this video, you subscribe to Ken's Counseling Couch on YouTube, Rumble, and Odyssey. If you like my content, you send me a super chat, you send me a Stream Elements tip, or you subscribe to my, or you at least follow me on Locals for free, where you get notifications of my live streams. Or if you like what I'm doing, you can, for a minimum of $5 a month, get access to my Discord and all the other exclusive content on kenscounselingcouch.locals.com. Again, we'll be grifting a lot today. Also, hi Twisted, good to see you. All right, let's do this. All right, let's do this. I'm so excited.
I've established a track record. And a track record.
Great, for back record. So last year in July, I was covering a case. For those who are new, I know I've had some new people. For those who are new, last year in July, I was covering a case, the Sophie Long case. I had covered it after it not being touched by basically anybody for months. I had legally obtained the court documents before they had been sealed, and was going to cover them from beginning to end of publicly available documents. And I had obtained them legally, not gotten them from anybody involved. I got them from the courts, and from that, I started doing that. A bunch of people flooded in. It eventually involved me getting a cease and desist, which I laughed at because it was trying to silence me in a state and in a case I had nothing involved in. And two, this bitch, along with other people, were trying to or did dox me and contacted my employer, made a bunch of false allegations about me, which resulted in my employer terminating me without even investigating it. So it was a bunch of bullshit. She's one of those kind, and you'll see the kind of person she is real fast. Like, real fast. She's also being sued right now, and she's representing herself pro se, and she's not doing a good job of it. It's not to be even mean to you. Like, hey, seriously, you need a lawyer. Then you'll see why she doesn't have one when we show a later clip. You'll see.
Record of and a track record of I've no reason to sit up here and ever lie to you. It
X
takes too much
doubt.
work to lie.
I'm pressing X on that one.
The
Sorry,
truth
guys.
is so much better. It's so much healthier. Thomas McManus, I said, any YouTuber who read Sophie's SANE exam and private medical records wherein they talked about her genitals should be investigated. Yep, my opinion. You don't have to like it. It can make you mad, but it's my opinion. And if I worked for the
Red.
FBI
that's how I
in their crimes against children division, I would be pushing to have any YouTuber who publicly read Sophie's private medical records. I don't care how they got out there. I don't care who put them out there. It's called boundaries. You'd never, ever, anybody who would humiliate a 10-year-old child by reading her private medical records.
I'm going to pause for a minute before we continue, just so that it's clear to anyone who might be watching, including Kay herself, because yes, Kay, I am, just because I figured you might get upset if I used a different version of it, I am using your video on your channel. Hence, just Kay, the one that you're ban evading with, just as a pro tip. You probably shouldn't do shit that gets you banned. Just saying. Anyway, like going after people and doxing them and shit, or at least trying to and failing, which, given the level of intelligence of the other people involved, I'm actually kind of upset for you because I thought you were a little bit better than that. Anyway, so just real quick, regardless of anything else, Kay, is if you really were in the FBI and you were pushing for that based upon literally the reading of public court documents, or even if say I got them straight from the father, or say straight from the fucking judge, wherever I got them from, regardless, at that point, as long as I, as the person in the journalistic capacity, have not done anything illegal or solicited anything illegal to get the information, I have the right to read them, you fucking cunt. Now, there's an argument for decency, whether or not I should have, but here's also the fun fact, is prior to where my job being contacted, because this all happened live on air. For those who haven't watched it, the actual episode 14 part 2 is currently unlisted or private. There's a rewatch of it. I think it's episode 17, where we rewatched that together, which is I don't like doing. But we rewatched it together, and we went through the entire stream. And after hearing this yesterday, I went back and skimmed through my own live stream because I knew that the statements she was saying were so wrong and so incorrect. I had to make sure that I wasn't fucking going nuts. I went back and watched my own live stream and verified that she has been completely lying prior to, because she uses this as a justification that because I was reading these horrible documents, and regardless of how I obtained them, because I'm demeaning the child or I'm doing this and it's disgusting or whatever it is, that was the justification for her to try and do the thing she did and for the people to dox me and contact my employer. Again, it's just her opinion, guys. And so, that just keep that in mind. That is a justification for it. I went back and watched my own stream again. The only documents covered in that stream prior to my employer being contacted on that show, because I even put up a fucking timeline mind map thingy I had put together to cover, because it was going to be a lot of episodes covering this, because I was a fucking small YouTuber at the time and wanted to do something interesting before I had a following. Right? This is when I had like 6 people watching. And I had every document listed I was going to cover. The only ones I had read were the petition to modify the parent-child relationship. And inside of that, the only thing that got... Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back. On episode 14, part 2, the only things I got read were the cease and desist by the PR firm hired by the mother. I have the email. You can go watch it. I can pull it up if you absolutely need me to. 2, the next document read was the petition to modify the parent-child relationship. And the next document that was read was the affidavit by Courtney Chalmers, who at the time was the stepmother to the child in question. In that affidavit was statements made that the stepmother had said that the child had made to her and things that she had witnessed about the child possibly being sexually abused. Right? So all of that was the only things read. Now, did Nick Rekieta cover the information more in depth? Getting the documents from Michael Long during an interview with Michael Long? Absolutely. Did I get other reports and shit later on? Yes. Did I cover some of them? Yes. But to try and spin it, because she does this, and then she did it in other episodes too, or in other shows of hers, where she talks about this, that I covered the SANE exam, where it had, because the SANE exam is a sexual abuse exam, basically by a nurse, and they have a diagram of a child body, and it has like drawings and markings of like where like touching or injury or bruising or anything like that may have occurred. And so she was saying that I had covered that on my stream, and you can absolutely go back and watch, and that was not covered on the stream prior to my firing. After my firing, I kind of quit caring as much about the level of investment on like shit, and I went full on certain things and said, fuck it, I don't care. Oh yeah, she also said Spectre should be investigated because even though he's never read a single document about it, I don't even know if he has any. I know I got mine from the court. I got mine from confidential sources inside the bounds of the case and other things going on. So I've got mine. The only thing Spectre did was get an email and have a back and forth with the lawyer who had sent me my cease and desist, because they contacted him and had stood up for myself and Nick on not only his show a couple times, but she went on and was standing up for and addressing the inconsistencies and the accuracies in Kay's statement during Kay's show. And so all of that justifies the need for the investigation. Okay, so Spectre does have them. I don't know if you had them beforehand, was my question. Maybe not before, but you might now. A lot of people have them now. And at some point, once I get verification from some sources, I think I'm going to data dump everything and just fucking upload all of it. I'll redact out the private information. I will go through and do that. But maybe it's time that everyone gets the same inside look that these YouTubers who I won't show the documents on stream, but I'll characterize it for you. I'll give you my opinions for that. I have a stream where Kay does just that, and this is the funniest shit because the bias is obvious from her. It's like I'm gonna read it. Oh, that part's not interesting. That part's not important. Well, this clearly made up. So yeah, that kind of shit. So that's kind of what's happened, right? She has said, and she said it here in this stream because she got called out for it. She talks about how any man or woman, before this, she's only focused on men, and I've got the clips on that, where any man who covers, and I've got the clip of it, is any man who, in any context, no matter the context, in any context, if a man ever talks about a child's vagina or a child's genitals, in any context, if a man does that, he is a creep, he's a pervert, and he's a pedophile. She has made those statements. I am not making this shit up. I can pull the fucking quotes. She has made the statements and implications that any context, even educational, so teachers are pedophiles, doctors are pedophiles, and creeps. Anyone, anytime you ever mention a child's genitalia, no matter the content, whether it's reading the documents or anything like that, whether it's talking about it to another person, apparently you're automatically a creep. Okay. It's entertaining, right? It's entertaining to the point of I can't believe for someone who argues she's a critical thinker can think like that. Also, I might have accidentally proven she's not a therapist because she's represented herself as a therapist, I think, previously. I'll have to find that clip. And I was able to do some digging and find out, surprise, she's not a counselor or therapist or has a master's degree in any kind of mental health or counseling or anything like that. She has is no longer a physical therapist assistant, I think was the certification she held in her state. And I've got the screenshots for that if I need to. I actually proved that twisted. I gave it to Spectre. Spectre then shared it. But and I appreciate Spectre sharing it, but I did do the digging on that. It took me like an hour of digging to find. It was fun. Oh yeah. I've got that clip, King. I've got it. We'll listen to that in a bit. We'll listen to that. I've got timestamps and shit. Don't forget. So let's finish up her little thought process.
Publicly is a horrible human being.
I will
not name them.
Being. She's not. She won't name them here.
I will not name.
Do you want to know why she won't name them? Because she's being sued right now for defamation and other shit she said in her lawsuit that she's representing herself pro se in because she can't afford a lawyer. Because at the end of this stream, she's literally begging for people to donate. Now I'm grifting today for the sheer fun of it. I don't care if I make a fucking dime off of this stream today. Today's stream is just for my own entertainment. That's it. It's for my entertainment. Now, I've got a trip coming up to go visit some family and for some stuff like that I would like to, get to hit my goal of and stuff like that. But for today, I don't care if I make a dime. But if you really want to piss off Kay, I mean, I am taking money from her if you give it to me instead of her because I am using her video and I guarantee that I see a copyright strike or something incoming at some point. Because I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. We'll see. But, and by the way, if you do that, because I have an LLC, when I counter it, you're not going to get my name. Just for the record, if you want to save yourself and myself the time, you can. But also, I am streaming to other platforms and I archive this as well on other channels of mine because of people like you. So let's continue.
Name them. No, I don't need to. Everybody knows who read them online. Again, it's my opinion and I have a right to it, Thomas. I think it's evil and disgusting to humiliate and exploit a child that way. And they did it for their own gain. They did it because there are other sickos who want to hear about it. You had people that showed diagrams of a naked child and went into great detail about her private parts and her body. Wow, how do people not see that as wrong? Who does that? There was zero reason to do it because there was nothing in those sane exams.
I mean, I could get the exam if I wanted to and pull it up. I'm not today because that's a whole nother stream to do. But Nick Rekieta has gone over those exams. And to make sure you understand I'm not lying, let me get you the link to said stream. Where'd it go? Fuck. It's on Odyssey. I will have to find it. I will post it at some point or link it. So, but in her mind, apparently all men are pedophiles. She has this apparent viewpoint, and she seems to really believe it. And for someone who's a critical thinker, doesn't seem to really be critical thinking to me.
There was zero reason to do it. The sane exams revealed nothing. They revealed no abuse.
If there was nothing on them, then why did it matter to show them?
You know, it would be one thing to read
Really?
sane exams and medical records of children that are anonymous, but she wasn't anonymous. Her father was parading her around to everyone. He was letting strangers talk to her, men she didn't know. No, he's not welcome. Get off my channel. Somebody, Wrench, get rid.
She's okay. She wants people to critically think, but when you try to critically think, apparently that's too much, and you gotta wave the wrench and go, Wrench, get him off my channel. Okay, Spectre, you can join the fray as long as you remain calm. I know you and Kay are best buddies. So
I'll just leave right now then. Okay, if I have to stay calm, that's not happening.
you can. I'll let you be a little upset. Is that okay?
Cool.
You can be a little upset.
Okay, this is fair. This is fair. I mean, I think I should be a little upset when she calls me a pedophile just because I'm, I guess, now best friends with Nick and you.
Yeah, well, I guess that's just how you get to that thought. I think.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like I'll let you continue before I start giving my
Oh,
my
you're
thoughts
fine.
on the broad.
I have another video we're going to show. It's like 5 minutes long, and I want to thank the YouTuber who put it together because it is the most. I think because someone in Critical Cage chat last night. Oh my God, I said her name. Oh God, help me! Right? Someone in her chat last night said someone should make a documentary about you and how you're right, and how saying people could understand how you do things right. And I know you and I and a couple other people in the Discord joked we should make a documentary about how she's wrong. I think someone did that in like
It would be
6
easier
seconds.
to make a documentary about when she's right.
Well, yeah, there's a lot less research to do. So
Well, let's give an example, right? So let's give an example of when she's been wrong. So people probably don't know the Chris Watts situation, the Shannon Watts situation. I'm not going to go into it. Long story short, as I say, I'm not going into it. Is Chris Watts murdered his wife and 2 daughters, and
allegedly, because I don't know if that case
no,
is finished
no,
or not.
he's actually
Okay, he's been convicted. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, not
he's-
allegedly, legitimately.
Yeah. So, but Kay was thirsting over his dick so much that she was actually saying, no, Shannon's the one who actually killed them. Shannon's the one who did this. Shannon's the one who did that. Shannon pushed him and stuff like that. And then, he's arrested, he's charged, he's convicted. And all of a sudden she's like, oh, well, I always thought that, Chris was a little scummy. And I should have been good about, not blocking the people who are questioning what I believe and stuff like that.
Oh,
This
that's
is a
amazing.
woman, by the way, who laughed about Shannon Watts and her two daughters being, and I'm going to quote her, face down, ass up in a hole. That's the kind of woman this is.
Wait, she
right?
said that? I don't
She said
remember
that.
that.
She has admitted this.
She seemed
In
like
her
a great
excuse,
person.
and, well, I got the tweet. Let me go get the tweet. But she explains it away as, well, I'm a writer, and sometimes I use hyperbole or some shit like that. Even though she spoke that, she didn't write it. But she was completely wrong on the Chris Watts situation. It wasn't, it wasn't Shannon that did it. It was Chris Watts, but she was thirsty.
No, the court says, well, I mean, if we make the same argument that she would make again in this case, in the Sophie case, right, is, apparently, because if we talk about how the court system makes incorrect, it does things wrong, it's weird conspiracy theorists, but I would guarantee she's probably made and I haven't seen it, so I'm guessing here, she's probably made the argument about the court system probably railroading Chris or something like that. I would guess.
I haven't seen it.
I don't know. I have to search, and that requires work. So the next thing I want to show you, we're going to jump off of her own stream for a minute. And so Kay says she does this. And so this is almost a mini Critical K documentary today. So Kay says she does this stuff, that she does the streams she does. She covers the topics and content she does because she cares about victims, because she wants victims to, and she's said Sophie's a victim of her father, but not by sexual abuse of anybody. And so just keep that in mind real quick as we watch our next video, because the next video is probably the most rage-inducing thing you can get from this bitch. And thank you to who was the YouTuber who put this together. They are my fucking hero, because they got a lot of this shit from the creator, from Kay, before her channel got struck. So this was uploaded last year, but it's amazing the level of fucking I don't want to say she's got cognitive dissonance, because I don't like it, because I don't like using that and gaslighting and all the other terms, because they've been overused so much. Like, I don't like calling people narcissists because it's overused so much. It's one of my pet peeves, because people don't understand true narcissism. But this here is 5.5 minutes of someone, and I want you guys, I'm going to give you the context before I hit play. This is 5.5 minutes of someone who says she stands up and supports and wants victims to get help, and she wants their voices to be heard, and she wants them to be supported, right? Just keep that in mind as we watch this. She is a true victim's advocate, right? Let me click on this.
He's like a bratty little kid. Talk about brats.
This is all about Sophie, the 9-year-old who was allegedly raped or sexually abused by her
Listen,
mom's
kids are
boyfriend.
freaking brats. Do 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 do
I've never seen someone represent victims
Sophie
so well.
is,
It's
in my
amazing.
opinion,
She's a fucking hero.
oppositional defiant. I'm hearing brat, like in my mind, I'm like, brat, shut up, you fucking brat. She's a brat. Screaming with her little cowboy boots.
So happy to see someone represent victims.
That's a
We've
bratty
needed this
scream.
voice in this space for a long time.
Hey,
Really,
just said it. I'll say it again.
Wow. What a fucking brat. She's a fucking brat. She's an out of control, oppositional, defiant brat. And I don't believe anything she's saying. I feel like she's lying. I don't believe her. I'm getting a gut feeling like her claims are false and emotional utterances. And what a dickhead he is for sitting there with the camera and filming his child at his worst, while the mother of his child and the grandmother of his child fight and struggle with her and she hits them. What a dickhead is he as a man and a father that he would video and exploit that rather than step in and de-escalate the situation.
His group's a piece of shit.
It's trash. It's garbage. She's a brat. She's behaving like a brat. She's throwing a temper tantrum, screaming. I don't know why so many people were able to see that as a child acting out from abuse or acting out from SA. Let me be specific, because I do believe she's an abused child. So calling a...
So let me pause real quick.
she believes that Sophie's an abused child. Now let me make some more jokes about it.
Let me talk about. Oh, wait till we you shared the screenshots I gave you last night on your Twitter, and I think that was great because I've shared those before, but I need to pull up your Twitter. So I sent them to you in a DM.
That's a mistake. Don't pull up my Twitter.
Well, I mean, Twitter is a massive mistake. So
no, Elon Musk is in charge now. There is hope. Not much.
Yeah, just pay your $8. Pay your $8, Bigot. But Joe, she said it out of her own mouth before we continue because we're not done. This is still only almost 2 minutes in of 5.5. Because the video is titled "How Many Times Can Critical K Call Sophie Long a Brat?" And so I haven't kept count. I would like to do the counter thing like I did Nick's N-word counter just to see. But she said herself she thinks she's a victim. She thinks Sophie's a victim of her dad, not by sexual abuse. Because here's the thing, none of these people will use the words, and I know I've been criticized as not using trigger warnings or not doing certain things or whatever, is life doesn't have a trigger warning. So when you abbreviate shit and you do that thing, you're not doing anything because everyone knows what you're talking about. You only sound dumb and you're avoiding the actual issue at hand, and you're not giving people the tools I think they need to deal with life. That's the way I look at it. And I tell my clients that, it gets worse playing Platinum. It gets worse. Duquesne, if you were to do that game, I would have to have you an inpatient hold for 72 hours for self-harm because she says it enough that you would die.
Yeah.
And I can't endorse that. I'm sorry, buddy. I love you.
I can.
But you can because you're, yeah. But
brat is a derogatory term.
Well, I would say, is that a negative connotation?
Well, I mean, don't we call bratty children?
Again, is it negative connotation or not?
Don't we call victims of who she alleges parental alienation bratty children? Yeah.
I think
we do that.
Veruca Salt is a cliche for a reason.
Sure.
She's a bratty, spoiled, entitled little girl.
So is that a negative thing?
Bratty, spoiled, entitled little girls in America, don't we?
Is it negative?
Is it negative? I guess.
So then you are throwing negative shade on a girl. You're throwing shade on a 9-year-old girl.
Exempt from being called out on it. She's behaving like a brat. Even the cop said it.
Because if she's gonna do that,
critical thinking. Look at that critical thinking in play.
I have work to do, and your child
so much
is
critical thinking
rat-like behavior, and it's ironic that his child is a brat.
Impressed
His
how
child
smart.
is literally Veruca Salt. Your childish brat-like behavior won't be tolerated. I'm done with it. We don't know what he was saying to her at that point to get her to be to behaving like Veruca Salt. That was Veruca Salt behavior. I want my way and I want it now. The way she says, "Well, I would have gone. I would have if you just let me do it my way." She's stupid.
She's on drugs.
She's a moron. I mean, she's a moron. Is all I can say. She's a moron. She was like, "Oh!"
What's that?
That was Katie fucking Joy. Another bitch who's being sued for defamation.
Oh, what's she being sued for this time? By who? The same person?
I don't remember. I don't think it's the same person, no.
Okay.
That would be really funny, but I don't.
That would be pretty funny.
I don't think it is. I just know that she's being sued because, she can't keep her fucking mouth shut either. And this is something you'll learn, is that these bitches, they do not want to keep their mouth shut because they view it as their right to be able to defame and slander whomever they want. And she basically said that, right? She basically said that to us. I can say whatever I want. In fact, in her filings, she comes out, okay, and Ken already talked about this. So Kay was not only cheering him being fired, she was actively calling what she thought was his job.
Yeah, she thought it was my job.
Except Kay is such a useful fucking idiot that the rest of the retards that she worked with, and I'm using the clinical term here for retard.
Sure.
So it's medical. I'm not
it's a medical term.
Derogatory. But she was so unliked by them that they didn't even cue her in. So she had to do the work herself. And she fucked it up so bad that she was calling
pretty funny.
The wrong fucking place. Okay? But it's like, at some point you just go, what the hell, right? At some point you just go, what the hell? And that's exactly what ends up happening.
Yeah.
like, she's being sued for defamation. But during like, was it with me or not? I can't remember. Oh no, I was talking about again. I'm drinking. She was talking about it, and then in her filing, she actually comes out and says that the plaintiff is people harassing her, and that's unacceptable. That cannot be allowed to continue.
Oh, it's definitely not okay for people to harass her.
That's exactly what she was doing to Ken. That's exactly
that's different. That's different though, Spectre.
Right.
It's not to say it's different.
It's somehow different.
It's different. You can't compare those at all. Like,
I respectfully disagree.
yeah, you cannot compare those at all. They're completely different. Yeah. Let's see. I was just before I hit play, I was just looking up some of the old comments she made because it made me pull up the thing. She's like, July 19th, 2021 at 6:28 p.m. Tell Sarah to patch my call to you at 8:29. I want to talk to you. This is in my live chat. Tell Sarah to stop hanging up on me. Kenneth, the important thing to discuss is the fact that she's been kidnapped. Tell Sarah to put me through. You're avoiding the kidnapping for a reason, to deflect from Mike. Kenneth, I urge you to cooperate with the police, helping her bringing Sophie back to the family. You're helping Mike. I'm calling his foundation. And she put a phone number in chat that she thinks is my fucking office. Yeah. So and I'll put that screenshot up if you don't believe me. I'm not making it up.
I'm gonna ball my hate onto you. I'm not reading your snarky How is it fictional book gonna be? Get in here and ask it right to me, Leo John, or I'm not answering it.
Have I not been pretty good about showing
little
receipts,
girl?
Spectre?
I'm not sure how
It's a
comfortable
yes or
I
no
am.
question. Have you ever raised?
Oh yeah,
a
the
daughter?
answer is yes.
Yes
I'm
or
not
no?
denying that.
You raised a daughter. You raised a daughter. Stop.
I also turned
Will,
Spectre's mic
if
up
you
for those
had
who
a
asking.
daughter, if you had a daughter and she was throwing a tantrum, would you record it and put it on social media? Yes or no? Just yes or no?
I'd have to know what the circumstances
No,
are.
no. Yes or no? If you had a daughter,
Sorry, it's not a yes or no answer.
I'm gonna have
Not
to
that simple.
because you're pissing me off. Will, I'm gonna have to call you a liar. I don't believe you've raised a little.
Yeah, you're not critically thinking, guys.
I fucking hate this shit.
You're not critically thinking, Spectre. Why aren't you critically thinking, Spectre?
Because of drinking.
You know, you're not critically thinking. You gotta.
Drinking, okay?
You're definitely critically drinking, but you're not critically thinking.
100% doing that. Look, I hate this whole thing about get on my show and ask me to my fucking face. I hate that. I fucking hate people who do that. If you got a question, get on my show and ask me to my face. Well, yesterday I said I would. She invited me onto her
you're
show.
challenging. You're challenging your idea. You can't do that.
Yeah, she told me we'll debate this on my show. At the time, I was at work because, unlike Kay, I'm a productive and functioning member of society. Okay, I can be that. She decided that she would rescind the invitation and now act like she's queen fucking bitch. She's absolutely fucking nothing. She is nothing. And I hate the people who go, if you got a problem, come on my show and say it. Because I dealt with a retard who probably molested his own sister, who would say the exact same fucking thing to people because that was the only way he could get people on. And when he started to get pushback, and she does the exact same thing, when they couldn't overcome the arguments or what the other person was saying, they'd either mute them or kick them off. And I'm not sure if you're going to play that clip.
Which one is that? Oh, from yesterday?
From Keck? When Keck was...
the Keck's... Which clip again? Because I'd have to find the timestamp on that.
I think it was the first one, but basically, admittedly, Keck was trolling her, right? Although I think...
Which part?
When he was like, Ken's transgender, right? Because I believe you've said before you have a diagnosis of gender dysphoria.
I legit have the diagnosis of that. That's not a joke. For those who are new, obviously I'm still presenting as a male and probably will never transition for many reasons, but that's not a joke. That's legit. So it was brought up.
He wanted to, I feel like he wanted to make the overall point that she was an individual who would make shit up, or she was a hypocrite, which we didn't need his help, but thank you anyways, Keck.
Keck did a great job on that show. I love that.
He did a terrific job.
Fucking beautiful.
It really showed just how much of a hypocrite she was.
A little bit. Just a little bit. That I have to find that clip. Yeah, it was bad. Her fucking. I've got so many clips listed. Like I one of my fucking favorite extensions for those who don't have it is it's called YCS YouTube comment search. It lets you not only search live chat comments but also regular comments and search transcript of the video once the closed captioning transcript becomes available. And you can also save them all as individual text files. So like one of the things I do after watching a live stream, if I can't archive the live chat in real time, is I can save a transcript of like Kay's chat and just fucking export it. Right. So the only thing it doesn't capture is if anyone's been banned. Now my scripts capture shit in real time and it updates every 5 to 7 seconds. So unless someone gets banned or muted real quickly, I basically catch all the live chat comments. So it's a pretty nice script.
She's got both my accounts banned from her chat because I asked one question. And
you're not critically thinking though.
Oh, well, clearly. That question was, are you accusing Alyssa, right, of Alyssa Clips, who's the previous who's an ex-girlfriend of Michael Long? Are you accusing her of having committed a crime? And she banned both my accounts for asking that and then told me get on my fucking channel, which I did. And we won't go over that right now. She's very ban happy when somebody starts questioning what she's saying. That's not very critical thinking, if you ask me.
Yeah. Also, someone was asking, saying they had to go, but that they will watch the rest in the morning. Is that the video should be here unless I do get someone, even though this is transformative as fuck, and commentary. And to quote a critical thinking Shephard, which that was the best quote of her own fucking stream last night. I was my wife asked me as I was coming into the bedroom because I had just finished cooking dinner. She's like, "What are you laughing at?" I'm like, "I just heard the funniest thing I've heard in a long time, where someone legitimately thinks that they believe that certain people are shepherds and that they are leading people to critical thinking, and that people, if they don't learn the critical think, that their kids will end up raped and murdered and shit." Like, I'm not making it up when I say this shit. I provide receipts. You guys know this by now. If you've watched me at all, I bring receipts to the table for a reason. Also, make sure you get a receipt for your super chat donation or for your local subscription to make sure that, again, because I got a grift. And like I said at the beginning, I don't care about making a dime. But if you want to upset Kay at all, because you see here, she used to make the money off of her super chats anymore. She was very upset at the end of her 3-hour stream yesterday. She didn't really get that much. And super chats are YouTube stars. Oops. Take care, Platinum. But let's finish this another minute and a half of supporting and being an advocate for victims.
Little girl, I don't believe you have a daughter. I don't believe you have.
Oh, he's raised a daughter, but I don't believe you have a daughter. I fucking. I gotta let it play.
How little girls behave. You have no clue if Sophie has been sexually molested. You have no clue. You have no facts.
In my mouth. You're assuming.
Will, you have no facts. You have no facts and no evidence. If there's actually been a crime committed against Sophie, if you believe that this little girl, if you believe everything that she's saying, you're a moron. You're an idiot. Will, go ahead.
Also, just as a side note, not that it really relates, is Kay is very much believing that Amber Heard's the victim of Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp isn't really a victim. Just to put that on there.
I don't have anything.
You're a moron and you're an idiot, Will.
Just to put that on there.
You fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. You
don't know dick about what I've done. Have you even watched my videos on it? Have you done anything, any type of research at all?
I don't need to. All I need to know is her dad exploited her. That's it.
Everyone, including you, Kay, to shut the fuck up.
No, not for me. For Sophie, for her mom, and for her dad. That's
everybody to shut the fuck up about it. All I know is a 9-year-old girl cried out for help and nobody fucking listened. Choji. Nobody seemed to listen.
You're behaving like a peasant. That's the peasant whistle. Stop.
Critical thinking.
What is the best possible outcome for Sophie?
You want to talk about bratty? That's fucking bratty. That's
bratty
shit that a child would do when I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to listen to this. And they would do something like that because that's what children do.
You heard what she called the whistle, right?
Right. She called it the peasant whistle.
Peasant whistle.
Like, how
peasant whistle.
How are you going to say somebody else is acting bratty when you're 50 fucking years old?
Oh fuck, I forgot about that.
And you're a child. You're acting like a fucking child because you don't like what somebody is saying. Can you explain that one to me? Can anybody explain to me how this bitch is going to be able to call anybody a fucking child or a brat when she does the exact same shit?
Well, no, it's not.
Fucking years old.
It's okay behavior when you're critically thinking. You're not critically thinking. That's the problem, Spectre. You got to critically think to be able to do.
Why am I so dumb? Why am I?
Hey, let's see. Actually, hold on. Can you? I guess never mind. It's in probably my Discord. A link to your Twitter because you have the redacted screenshots. For that
I'll get it to you. Post it in the chat.
But that's coming up next. I want you guys to just see how much of an advocate. Oh, I got the link. Okay. Never mind. I have found the link. I want you guys to just realize how wrong I am. And again, this was to show you why the investigation is so necessary in the Ken Jennings, Kiwi Farms Ken Jennings, and Nick Rekieta and Spectre. It's so necessary to do that. But we're almost done with the video. And then we'll see a couple images thanks to Spectre's Twitter. We're going to have to do it in, what is it? In white mode and not dark mode because I got to open an incognito window for that. Because I don't want, I have a YouTube, I think I'm subscribed to it on my shitpost account.
I'm pretty sure I tagged you on my.
I think you might have tagged my something. I don't know if you tagged me in this. I know you did a tag on the Sophie Long case.
I could share screen and put them up.
I've got them. But let's finish this first. But I just was trying because I keep
sorry,
Chad.
Twitter account. I tried to save your eyes. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Kelly and Mike, in your mind.
For you to shut the fuck up and let the courts decide what the best thing for Sophie is.
Probably not necessarily incorrect. But it comes down. Here's the thing. And I've said from the get-go, I said before I covered this case on episode 14, I've said it before then, that there were things that mom and dad both did wrong. I've never been a fucking full-on Michael Long or whoever supporter. I've always been caring about Sophie's thing. And I believed, and I still believe, that, at the time that she was I do believe she's been victimized. I stand behind that. She completely appears to have Sophie completely appears to have signs, not just in verb, just the things she's saying, the context, body language, all the pieces are there. That it's just a bratty child. Apparently, I'm messing that up. But to me, she seems to have been abused. I thought the case needed more attention, a second look, and to try and do that to bring more attention to it. Maybe it gets dealt with appropriately. Maybe we find out more information about it. That was the entire point of it. I wasn't monetized at the time. Actually, thanks to these people, I got my stream to double or triple in size, and I got monetized because of it. Not that losing the job was worth it, but they made me monetized. If you want to blame anybody for me making money off of this, it's them. So also for $10, we have Stormcrow 900. Can you shyster therapist? When are you going to offer official, unofficial diagnosis certificates for internetisms? God damn it. I said I was going to do that, and I never got around to it. Are you in the Discord, Stormcrow? If so, fucking tag me and remind me. Someone remind me of that. Don't let me forget, because that is some shit I was going to do to people who subscribe to locals. I was going to make up little stupid certificates for shits and giggles. So let me get rid of my bookmarks bar. Make sure the porn's closed. Because, yeah, I got to say that as a joke. And have to fucking, for the stream, for all intents and purposes, give the context that that's a joke. Because people, unfortunately, leave those tabs up.
Thermo, I 100% have a fancy whistle. It's just for your sake, I'm not using it.
Shit, that was the wrong one. That was the back end of the stream. Why did I click on that one? Oh, here we go. Anyway, here we go. This was some screenshots from, oh, shit, I gotta go to the other one. Here, let me pull this back real quick, just in case there's shit I can't see on your Twitter. Where'd it go? So I couldn't post this in the general chat of my Discord yesterday because it was that fucking the automatic algorithm. Just to give you some context for not just the offensive, again, determining whether you find it funny or offensive, that's up to you. But for the offensiveness that this screenshot is, when we're talking about, apparently it's not okay for me in any context as a male to, to ever talk about children's genitalia, whether it's educational, medical, whatever. That's never okay. But we're about to see something that not only is okay, I'm pretty sure one of the people who reacted to it in her own Patreon chat, so she reacted to it in her own Patreon chat, and how she and how people found this the funniest thing. And for someone who's standing up for victims and all the horrible shit that victims go through, and she, like I said, I couldn't post this in my own Discord in the general chat because it's not NSFW, because it looks like a vagina, apparently. So it looks that much like a vagina. And now the joke's being made about this about a 9-year-old. I'm still the bad person. Keep that in mind, guys.
But
keep that in mind.
I'm a pedophile, and Ken's
clearly.
And Nick Rekieta's a pedophile, but she's telling jokes like this.
These jokes are okay.
These are okay and not indicative
because it's a bratty kid. Remember, it's a bratty kid.
Yeah, it's a bratty kid. There's no proof that Karen Yax is a pedophile.
No, there's none of that. I mean, I think that's your opinion, right? That's your free speech, right, Spectre?
I mean, yeah, but based on the things that we have seen that have come from her, yeah.
Right. Yeah, let me do this. I'm gonna open these up in 3 different tabs in this window, so that way I can get rid of the YouTube, or not the YouTube, the Twitter comments. So this is a discussion in her Patreon chat. So just to prove that I'm not fucking lying, Critical K's Patreon chat. All right. So someone asked, explain my name, because I guess K was renaming people in her chat. What does Vivi mean? Yes, Lois, please explain to us what a Vivi is. I'm dying laughing. And so I'm showing this part first because of what's coming. So I'm saving the worst part for last. And so if we move on to the next tab, so I'm not following how I got that name. I'm way too brain dead right now to think, unless it's about my employment. And then, so this is someone in her Discord touching raw chicken, right? That's way too sensual and disgusting. And so someone, back to the masking about their name, Kath Vivi. So in the allegations of Sophie being sexually abused, she uses the term Vivi to refer to her vagina. So just so we're on the same page, that's where this is coming from. And so this is funny, guys. This is the funny shit. This is real victims advocacy, because it gets better. Because this is funny. We're having a blast right now, guys. This is what it is to represent true victims. I couldn't post this screenshot on my Discord because Discord thought it was an explicit image. Think about that, guys. I'm the one that needs investigated.
By the way, she kept renaming her chat after these came out.
Oh, yes. She's done a lot of things to try and keep herself from getting caught with receipts against her again. But she still fails at that. Also, we have another super chat. Miss Boom Bear for 2 days says, I hope you're well, Ken. I am well. I am having a great day. And I am finding this the fucking greatest shit, that I can't believe that someone has so much of an idea. Because I'll be the first to tell you, I have no problem being wrong. Kay does not like being wrong, apparently. If you can bring me the evidence and show me that I'm wrong or have a good argument,
yeah,
I'll change my opinion any fucking day of the week.
Yeah, and I'm the exact same way. You can show me how I'm wrong. I'm willing to fucking listen to you. But if it's going to be a bunch of you're wrong because I say so, or you're wrong
Yes.
because it doesn't conform to my belief system, I'm going to tell you you're wrong for wasting the oxygen, and you need to find the nearest tree and apologize to it for producing the oxygen that you waste.
Yeah, like I said, you know, I feel bad because I wish I could represent victims as well as Kay does. And you know, she's the role model we all need, right? In this. So I still don't, how do I put this? Because I don't want to come off sounding like a dick, but I'm probably going to come off sounding like a dick either way. I'm not one to gatekeep humor. I love dark humor. That shit's great. But it doesn't generally look good when you're making jokes about someone that you're actively covering a case. Because at the time she was covering this case, and like you're not stepping in, you're part of the, because I think it was either her or Ahmad, if I remember correctly, that renamed people, that had the ability to rename people in her chat. And yeah, you'd think you would kind of clamp down on that. Even though I don't really do that. If someone was doing that in my Discord, I would be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? I don't find it funny, but
pills did you take today?
That's a lot of stupid pills. Like, it's bad to kind of represent yourself as a fucking bastion of free. Well, she's free speech. She's on team free speech now because of her lawsuit. She's on team free speech. Yep. So let's see here. This is the stream from yesterday. Let's go back to, where is that? I'm trying to find the right.
Ken Moonbear, Ken and I disagreed on a number of things. But one of the things that we really haven't disagreed on is that Ken is kind of a cunt. And
oh yeah.
Let me put it this way. So Ken and I, we're not exactly friends. Okay, we've never met in real life, and you can't really say you're friends if you haven't met. That's my position. But when Ken was doxxed and lost his job, I turned around and pretty much simped for Ken. And
you did simp kind of hard, no offense.
I did. And I returned the favor to all of them, like
most of them.
All of them.
I think you missed one or two that were not. And again, I've said this before, and I'll say it again because I have to do this. I've never once endorsed or asked you to do that. That was all shit you did on your own accord. I still disagree with it, but doesn't mean that's the outcome.
I don't give a fuck. But
I know you don't care.
See,
part of why it's beneficial. I'm not approving of it.
Right, he doesn't approve of it. I still did it because it was my decision. And Kay, I did on Kiwi Farms. That bastion of whatever you want to call it. Which, by the way, Critical K, despite her claims that Kiwi Farms needs to be taken down, Kay has a Kiwi Farms account.
And feed pics on Kiwi Farms. It's pretty funny.
So
they're not pretty at all. They're it's kind of scary.
They're not.
How bad it is.
It was really funny to see how these women reacted to shit being turned around on them, because even Kay was like, what the fuck? This isn't right. I had specifically an individual named, I won't say the name, but I'll say their moniker, Squishy the Cat, who was in my DMs almost for days on end.
Yeah, she was definitely in love with you, I think, at one point.
And she was like, oh, you got the wrong information. Oh, and then it turned to, well, you got the wrong information, but you should delete it anyways because some of these people are married to veterans and they have kids. And then the next day it was, some of these people are veterans. And then it was, you got the information right, but it's still wrong, so you should delete it anyways. And I'm just like, no, that ain't happening. Kay was really pissed because people had dug up her lawsuit. And she was hoping to keep it under wraps. And it was after we made public that she was being sued by Ray Andriacchio. That's when she hesitantly came out and said, yes, I'm being sued.
Yeah, so she's been very kind of hush-hush about her
her lawsuit.
Yeah. Say, because one of the things, and because when Spectre was on her show in October, is she made a comment that I misheard, was that she's talked about this case, I thought she had said she had never read the court documents. It kind of came off as though she hadn't, based on her, again, how you interpret the information. There's a misquote.
It's the interpretation.
Yeah.
I would say by the overall, just looking at everything overall, I think your initial interpretation was correct. I don't think, because listen to how she's talking throughout this entire thing. You know, that 5-minute clip you played. Listen to how she's talked since then. I think your initial interpretation was correct. I think she hasn't read a single document with regards to the Sophie Long case. And you're going to bring it, I'll let you go on, because you're going to bring up a screenshot that really shows you exactly how this bitch got involved.
Oh, you mean I got to reopen that then. Yeah, so one of the things that, pulling up some of the information I had, because I have a lot of information, and I have more information. I think almost terabytes of information. At this point, I've saved a lot of shit. Like,
I believe it.
It's just one, it's data's cheap. You never know what you'll need. Two, where'd it go here? Which screenshot is this? Nope, that screenshot's not the right one. Okay, these two screenshots are the ones that talk about how Kay got involved with this case. Because Kay was not, for those who, again, part 2 of the Critical K documentary that we're doing today. Because apparently that's what this is evolving into.
It's a mockumentary.
The mockumentary, right? So, part 2 of this is Kay was saying she was one of the people that started. I think she mentioned she started covering this. I don't remember if she tries to represent as her being one of the initial people, but some people who had been involved with the case from the get-go. And I'm not going to bring up the Red Banyan shit, because that's its own funny arc on another time for Nick.
I think that is something that should be brought up, because that is how she got involved.
Was it through? Does it say that through the PR?
Yeah.
Where did
Lisa Sadowski is the woman who got Ken fired, by the way. She was one of the people, I should say, but she was the one who actually called him directly, like trying to flex a muscle. She is allegedly Kelly Long's best fucking friend. And that's coming from Kay herself, right? Kelly, what's her name? Lisa actually comes out and says, yes, they were talking because Red Banyan facilitated it. The PR firm, I should say, facilitated it. And the only PR firm we know of is Red Banyan.
Yeah, because that's the one who sent me my cease and desist, which, because one of the arguments that Kay and others have made is, I'm a horrible person for reading because the mom, allegedly, Kelly Long came in my chat the day I was going over the documents, and she was asking me nicely to please stop reading them. And because that was one of the justifications that people have used to say it was worthy of doxing me, and to sending and contacting and calling my employer and saying some of the most awful shit, to make up. Because I have yet to show where Kay talks about, and I can play the clip if you really want me to, guys. I will play the clip of me reading the section of the fucking video from before where I read the part in question that apparently I read and sounded like I was titillated. Is how Kay quoted me in saying it. She said I was titillated by reading that document, and like other people get aroused and excited reading about this abuse happening to Sophie, or alleged abuse happening to Sophie, however you want to phrase it, right? So apparently I was titillated by that. So this here, Crime Lines and Lies, says, Lisa Sadowski, absolutely. We started the group in August and it was Spain. Kay came in later and didn't know the background. It kind of still feels like she doesn't know the background as much, because I've read the hundreds of pages of documents that have come in with this case. Some of them are like copies of motions and shit, but a lot of it's newer stuff. I've read and seen more shit than I ever want to see about a fucking court case in my life. And There was, shit going on in that case that was sus. Having been a guardian ad litem, in Florida, it's volunteer guardian ad litems. They're not appointed by the court as like attorneys. Texas does a guardian ad litems appointed by the court by their attorneys in those kind of cases. Here for dependency cases, you're a volunteer, but I've done that work. I know what a good report should look like. The guardian ad litems report was definitely not a good report, but we got her up to speed and she was wonderful. So we got her up to speed, which means they told her what was going on. It sounds like, again, my inference.
Which is fine. You don't have to know everything when you get involved, but it's
no.
Nobody's shitting on you for not knowing what the fuck is going on at that time.
Actually, let me correct you on that. So you're not it's kind of a catch-22 is I shouldn't have covered the case because I didn't know enough about it. But when I read the documents to try and cover it, then that's wrong. But because apparently reading them on stream is bad. Apparently I shouldn't show them and I should trust that I'm reading them word for word. Now you guys would probably trust me that, but I want to give you I don't want to ever be assumed that I'm taking anything out of context, or if I say a word backwards, I can get called on it. Right. Mm-hmm. So I read the shit in front of you, document present, to show that I'm reading it as is. And I'm not adding my own shit. If it's my commentary, it's obvious it's my commentary, or it's my interpretation or my analysis. That's why I do it that way. So for the record, that's how Kay got involved. And then this here is talking about Kay getting her 4,000 hours and her subscribers from her old channel that got yeeted off of Sophie. You need to explain why Karen hijacked the group for her subs and Patreon. And then this person here is talking about the screenshot that we just shared from the Patreon. Yep. This totally appropriate screenshot, right? And
proof that she cares about victims,
Yeah, it's hilarious, right?
Totally normal. Totally normal, guys.
Totally what I would expect from a victim advocate, someone who stands for justice.
The one that I was talking about was actually in the reply to that tweet because I put it as its own.
Oh, was it a separate one?
Yeah, it's a separate one because it establishes that the PR firm, in my opinion, it establishes the PR firm got Kay involved.
Yeah, where'd it go here? Oh, is it this one? Okay, I see the one you're talking about now. Okay. Let me reopen this, because the fact that we have to relitigate this is stupid. I'm not even trying to relitigate it. I'm at this point pointing out for someone who wants to come at me and talking shit about me, saying I need to be investigated for the FBI, because what isn't there is I don't know if it was mentioned before I started the original clip or after the FBI clip, or later in that statement, is she talks about basically that anyone who's like covered this case, like myself, Nick, and Spectre, it's assumed that because I think she was talking about using her clinical knowledge that she doesn't have, how people like that are likely, using child porn and shit, and that means that myself and Spectre and Nick are all using CP and all this other stuff, was where the implication came, right? Yep. And so that's why she thinks we need to be investigated by the FBI, and that she would violate our free speech rights and investigate us for our freedom of speech, for just reading a document, which would be an abuse of authority if you were an FBI agent, Kay. Thank God you're not. Thank God you're relegated to your small corner of the internet, doing whatever you do at this point. But this is the other one. So does KL really talk to TK? Melissa Queen, yes, they have spoken many times.
KL being Kelly Long.
Kelly Long. So now that the new gag order is in place, I know Kay still messages Kelly, but I doubt Kelly answers because Cowboy seems to be skilled at even using the most innocent things against her. Cowboy, I think, referring to Michael. But prior to the gag order, they texted and spoke on the phone a few times as well. It started through her PR firm. Before September, Kelly had no idea who Kay was. Kay's defense of Kelly has been really appreciated, but that doesn't mean Kay is a spokesperson for Kelly, nor does it mean that they agree on everything. I like just that right there is the great. Should you really be posting that like online? Um, yeah, it's yeah.
Here's the thing. So, just my backstory on this. I have read zero, count it, zero documents from this case online. I haven't read any. The extent of what I have done was I specifically contacted Laura Elkind, who was the attorney who sent Ken the cease and desist, because I had the writ of mandamus. I was planning on reading it. And I wanted to see a copy of this alleged gag order. Not that it could actually gag me. It couldn't seal anything from me.
I mean, it couldn't gag me either.
Right. But I
We're out of state.
I wanted to see a copy of it because I was calling bullshit. It was just something about it, and I was calling bullshit. And I got essentially the same cease and desist, and I pushed back. And I said, hey, I need to see a copy of it. And then I called the Court of Appeals to confirm that there was a sealing order, and lo and behold, there wasn't one. Long story short, me, a nobody who doesn't, who's taken pre-law and is planning on attending law school. He's been accepted to law school, but he's not a lawyer. I started correcting her on the law to the point that she actually said, are you a lawyer? Because you should have let me know if you are. Because she realized, Kelly Long's attorney realized she had violated ethics. And she was facing a very real possibility of an ethics complaint that could stick because I could show what she had done and what she hadn't. Or, she had violated her ethics in many ways. And she was actually worried about that.
Oh my God, Spectre! I just found a fucking gold mine.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna show it to you guys real quick. Do you want to hear a quote from Critical K Zone Twitter at the time? Worth every tagging someone, worth every fucking penny. And that says me quoting Critical K. I say we ship all the ragheads there and keep them there indefinitely. This is part of a almost 7-minute video of Critical K. Yeah, she's a fucking racist.
Yeah, she said that. She responded to a woman who had I think it was a Polish last name, but it was like Leibowitz or something like that. She goes, are you Jewish? Because the German heritage in me wants to throw you into an oven.
Oh, wow.
She's been outed as an actual racist and anti-Semite. And she's been that way for over a decade that we know of.
I'm still the guy that needs investigated. Remember that guy.
But I'm one of those people who I can appreciate dark humor. Dark humor is like food. Not everyone gets it. But if you're going to try to take a high road against people, don't be surprised when your past comes up to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just saying. You want to act like you're queen shit. That's fine. Don't be surprised if people start going, "Oh, really? You're going to be the arbiter of what's right and what's wrong. You're going to try and hold yourself out as holier than thou." Perhaps we should take a look at some of the stuff you've said.
Wait, hold on. Did Kay log into Chris Watts's Facebook account?
I believe,
or no, Shannon. She did. It looks like she did.
So the password for one of the accounts was turned over in Discovery and was not changed after that. And when she got the Discovery, she is alleged to have logged in and said some absolutely atrocious shit.
Her Patreon chat here says she talks about it. It talks about the things that were allegedly in that chat. Wow. Thank you, Crazy House Saloon, for fucking coming with the receipts today. Holy shit. This is amazing.
He disappeared. Are you here? Ken? Ken's gone, everyone. Ken's gone, so I guess I'll, if it's still going, I guess I'll, how's everybody doing? Everybody having a good Sunday? I'm having Guinness right now.
Okay, apparently I got two based real quick.
Hi, Ted. How are you doing? I was trying to keep things going.
Holy shit. I got two based apparently because I got kicked off by my browser.
Browser's
Holy
like,
shit.
nah, you can't do that.
My browser's like, no, you can't.
I'm tired of your shit.
Google Chrome is now standing critical K, guys. Just a heads.
That's a mistake. Google.
What the fuck, Google Chrome? I thought you were more based in red pilled. I mean, I know better than that. So, and I'm actually surprised, and I'm gonna probably jinx it. The stream is still monetized. Oh, never mind. It's limited. Got a request review. I said that just as I did that, and I went to click on it again, and it said it's yellow.
Look, I did offer my channel for this.
Okay. Oh no, I'm great. I'm good with this. Okay. One, I do not care. I have certain things I am past the point of caring for because I mean, legitimately, what have I done wrong? That again, I have put up on record a $500 bounty that if you can go to my episode 14 part 2 or even part 1 and you can quote me and give me the timestamp and give me the quote, and you can also cite to the NASW Code of Ethics at the time was 2019, whatever version was the current one at the time, not that it's really changed much, and you can give me that as your statement of my violation of ethics. I will take it to 3 different licensed professionals and I will have them evaluate it and let them determine if I think it was a majority or if they all agreed that it was a violation of ethics, that I would give someone $500 cash. It was originally $500 to charity, and I said, fuck it, we'll just do cash. Do whatever you want to fucking spend it on. And so no one has even taken up the challenge because no one can prove that I've done anything.
Ken, you were fired from your previous job, so clearly you
oh yeah, that's the justification.
You know.
Well, Kay says that apparently, in her video from July 21st, 2021, she's like, he probably isn't even a real counselor, probably isn't a real therapist, and
which is fucking ironic because she holds herself as a therapist for over 25 years,
when she hasn't,
and she's not a therapist.
Yeah. It was fun when I did that thing because she's talked about shit before, and I'm like, none of this sounds clinical. Because like, if you've watched my stream and you've watched me interact with and not that Aiden's a therapist, Aiden's got a master's in social psychology, so she's got a psych background, and you've got Calming the Chaos, Tracy from Calming the Chaos here, so also go subscribe to her channel, and Aiden's. But both of them have been on my stream, and you've heard us talk clinically. You know what that language sounds like, even if we disagree. Because myself and Tracy, we have a lot of different viewpoints. We have some that overlap. We have some that don't. Just like Miss Boombear was saying, we have disagreements, but we can disagree and still get along. Like,
and just for clarification's sake, I have a bachelor in arts and psychology. I had a 2-year degree when I graduated high school. I was a part of a pilot program at UMass Boston for high school students who excelled to come out with an associate's degree. And I finished out my bachelor's degree while in the Marines. I used tuition assistance. I finished it out. That's the extent of my education when it comes to psychology. I buy a DSM-5 and whatnot. That's about it. I'm not qualified to diagnose anyone. That being said, Critical K, and we'll just go into this right now. Critical K holds herself out as a therapist for 25 years. Incorrect.
She has said that. She has said that.
She said that to me, right? Therapist for 25 years. She is an occupational therapist assistant for 25 years. Now, to give you an idea of what you need for that, it's essentially an associate's degree. It's 70 credit hours.
Which isn't like, you're not shitting on the career field itself.
No, I'm not shitting on the career.
Just to clarify.
But you come out and you say you're a therapist, and then it turns out that you're an OTA, which is the amount of education that you need to become a therapist. You need post-grad shit, right? It's not just
you have
a
to have at least
degree.
a master's degree.
Yeah, it's post-grad
to do therapy practice.
Okay, so if she wants to hold herself out as a therapist with essentially a 2-year degree, I'm a psychiatrist with a 4-year degree. That's the the difference in education levels that you fucking need. Okay.
Well, no,
that is the difference.
The critical thinking is what makes her cross the limit, dude. Why don't you? We've had this conversation how many times now? Why don't you understand? You don't get it. Also, she's on like her 3rd Twitter account, I think, because it's different than the one in the video I found.
But
So-
yeah, no, she's on like she's had a bunch of accounts, like just like she's had multiple YouTube accounts because she was banned on the Critical K. Her YouTube Critical K was banned. And by the way, really fucking funny because when Nick Rekieta was banned, her response was, "Well, he just has to accept that he broke Twitter terms of service. He just has to accept that he's banned." Bitch, don't give me that shit.
Oh, god damn it. Now I gotta find the stupid quote from her from yesterday where
But
she
anyways.
talks about how she was one of her quotes, I don't remember if it was from the October or November one, where she talks about
Because
her
who
channel.
gives her a fucking pass because it fucking helps the autists in her audience. Because it's a fucking it's an oral stimulant. It stimulates the oral processes. Oral, AURAL, not ORAL. You fucking perverts. Anyways,
damn it.
okay? It's just like if you give a fucking autistic child a giant fucking block, it's a tactile thing. They appreciate it, okay? It's the exact same fucking thing. She's fucking retarded. Okay?
I mean,
She's
you
fucking
can go out there
retarded.
with that. I'll go ahead and
My,
hold my
my,
spot.
my opinions are my own opinions.
Of
I
course.
don't speak for Ken. Shush, Ken, I'm speaking for you.
Your opinion, buddy.
Okay?
But
the
let me
fucking
see if I
kazoo
can.
thing is the most fucking retarded thing I've ever seen. It is the brattiest fucking thing I've ever seen from a woman who's 50 fucking years old. How are you
Well,
going to act like a toddler? And then
you
go,
saw how she posted on her Facebook making fun of you.
Fucking winning. Go fuck yourself.
You saw how she posted on her Facebook that clip of you, and apparently how she owned you.
The maniacal fucking laughter because it was really
your
funny
maniacal
to listen to
laughter.
them say that Michael Long molested his daughter. Don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. We just said abuse. We didn't say he molested. That was the fucking implication because every fucking time you brought up Nick Rekieta or Ken or myself, you have mentioned that Michael Long, if they had access to Sophie, Michael would allow them to fucking molest her. Go fuck yourself, you dumb fucking twat.
Yeah, she has said that.
You
and I'm not
dumb
making that up
fucking
either.
twat. Don't give me that shit. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. I was born at night. It wasn't fucking last night.
Where is this stupid?
I'm going to get another fucking Guinness.
I think Spectre's a little upset, guys. What you
Might be a little fucking drunk.
Are you? Are you though? Do you have a reason to be drunk, sir? I don't understand why you would be so upset at this. Oh, did you get the kazoo too, Tracy? So, Tracy, the link's in the Discord if you want to jump up and talk about your interactions with Kay, because you've actually had a chance to talk to her too. Yeah, she had a segment of her show, Ask Kay, where she gave advice as a coach. She may think she's a life coach. I would very much suggest she pursue a separate field. You know what? Let's do that, guys. It's about, where the fuck is it? Is it to this channel? So, for those of you who aren't familiar, one of my recurring guests, and is probably one of my favorite guests, is Tracy from Calming the Chaos. Let's see, Critical K, Calming Chaos. I should pull it up. If I could fucking spell. There we go. Here we go. Yeah, so Tracy from Calming the Chaos, she's a licensed mental health counselor in Washington State. I'm not doxing her. She said that on her own channel, and she said that before. Just to clarify, she went on Kay's show to talk about the Chris Watts case at the time, I think, was the context.
Fucking back.
And welcome back.
Thank
you. She went on to the show to talk about it. And Kay and the whole group of people on the show at the time just do nothing but fucking gang up on her and go it because Tracy made a comment about Kay's voice being hard to listen to. And this caused them to lose
Where's
that
the fucking lie.
I didn't say there was a lie. Let me try and find. Where's that video of Kay? What happened to DK's channel? This is another holy shit. That's a long video. I'm trying to find it. That's the K1. Oh, that's a live stream. Okay. Let's see. Going back in time to see your true colors, and just trying to make sure I'm not missing any more of these awesome videos about K. Because K's covered like Summer Wells and the Androchia. I don't know much about a lot of these cases. I won't pretend to.
About them either. I just know that Ray Andriacchio is fucking bending her over in court.
They didn't. Wasn't it something about the one person killed themselves, and
so her
or she
son,
alleges that
her son self deleted. We'll say.
Okay.
And she made comments about that. But she also made, because Ray Andriacchio is also a therapist. Did you know that?
Is he really?
Ray Andriacchio, she's a therapist, and she made a comment about how, interestingly, Ray Andriacchio, she had another patient allegedly. We don't know if it is. It could just be her making some fucking shit up. Though I think Ray Andriacchio in one of her motions has confirmed that this person was a patient. I'm not sure how that works. The patient confidentiality. Don't really give a fuck. Point is that she basically pulled the. I'm not saying she led to this patient of hers killing himself, but it's kind of weird that the only common factor between these individuals is Ray Andriacchio.
Oh, okay.
So
I think I remember now.
Yeah, so that's part of why she's being fucking sued. But apparently she shouldn't be sued for that shit. Go fuck yourself, you dumb twat.
Oh yeah, I found the case comment about the oven. Karen Yak, did your family get cooked in an oven? I am German. I heard Jews taste like chicken.
Okay, so that's what. Yeah, no, that's like.
No, just to prove I'm not making it up.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and pull it up to prove I'm not making it up.
By the way, I'm also making dinner, but it's on a George Foreman grill, so it's not like I'll be.
Yeah, not the same kind of food. This case making at least.
Well, I'm on my 5th Guinness and I haven't eaten today, so this was a mistake.
Oh yeah, there were regrets.
There's no regrets.
There's no regrets?
No regrets. Right now. I'm sure in a couple of hours when I have a hangover, there will be some regrets.
Let's see. What other comments did Kay? What other comments did Kay have in here? I don't want to necessarily play the video. I have to. Let's see. I don't know who GF is in this context. But as you can see, this is the critical thinker that we all need. You know what? Speaking of critical thinking, I want to do that comment before we do anything, because that one really made me laugh.
By the way, I just want to say really quickly, ever since I put out that thing showing that her licensing was lapsed, her OTA licensing was lapsed, she hasn't mentioned being a therapist since.
She said last night on her show, she talked about working with elderly people for 25 years. She didn't mention in what profession. Yeah. She said she had worked with, so she had kind of not said without saying. She didn't say in what context, actually. I think I could find that in service to the elderly. Here, I can find that. I found that clip. Give me one second.
I'm just saying she hasn't, but I am not one to really like. I took her at her word when she said she was a therapist for 25 years. I took her at her word. I had nothing to go on. I was going to take her at her word, and then you found that, and I'm just like, well, okay. We'll go.
I don't know how I found that by luck. It was fucking. I had to check 3 different states because there was possibly 3 different states she was living in, and I wanted to make sure I didn't have the wrong information. So
that's fair. And I wouldn't have known where to look. I don't deal with licensure. I wouldn't know where to fucking look. I wouldn't even know to look. Right?
Basically, every state has.
I know licensing. I just don't care.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a better way to put it. No,
like I said,
in all seriousness though, look. I took her at her word because I'm going to give somebody that, right? I think it's fair to say I will give somebody that that respect until I see otherwise. Yeah. And keep in mind that her and her friends tried to dox me after I responded to them getting Ken fired, and they used an actual video by a pedophile to do it. A video that is.
Oh, you're talking about Zoom?
Yeah, the guy who said that he enjoys watching a 6-year-old be, quote, violently anally violated. Okay, that's the kind of person that Kay thinks is a good, person to use. But that's neither here nor there. Okay.
Yeah. So here's the quote about her her employment, that or how she's worked with populations. I went back like 15 seconds before the word in the transcript just so we don't miss anything.
They've been deceived out of money, time, emotional.
Then,
my heart hurts for people, and I always think,
well, she's doing that.
You know, I spent 25 years
Here it is.
in service to the elderly who are sick
This
and
is on her
dying
Shepherd.
and on their
This
way
is-
out of this world.
It's part of her Shepherd rant.
And I've met
Right.
so many different people over my years in my career. And the one thing that was always so
gets touched on
impressed
before
upon
Shepherd
me is how even just the smallest action or the smallest piece of advice or the smallest lesson that you can teach someone or someone can teach you can have such a massive effect on someone's entire life. And
So that's her, I guess, her giving her experience as a occupational therapist assistant, which if that's how you want to do that job interpretation, that's great. But that's almost not coming off the same way as I would feel that job would be described. Maybe that's just me, but that doesn't seem consistent with the job expectations. Again, not an OTA, so I don't know, but that's almost like she's trying to say it without saying it, to still give the implication of the therapist. So, but I would never, again, that's my opinion. That's my free speech, to quote Kay. It's, if you don't like my opinion, you don't have to like my opinion. But let's go back another 15, 20 seconds on this one, I think. Because this is where we get to learn about Kay the Shepherd, guys. How she's truly a shepherd of critical thinking and truth. This is great shit. This is amazing. I'm moved. I cried, guys. It was beautiful.
and unaware
We need this kind of person in our lives.
and dim.
Oh, there's the documentary comment. That's pretty funny.
They don't want you to be enlightened
Yes.
and sharp
The news media doesn't want you.
and
As I think what that comment was about.
cynical and pessimistic.
Holy shit, Jamie in the chat brings up a great point. Jamie Gray, so no experience, tolerance, or understanding of working with children then, nor their specific needs. I'm just reading the chat. I did not say that, but I mean, but
Yeah,
I guess you have to raise a child. You have to specifically raise a little girl to know that it's a brat and not a fake. I mean,
I wouldn't come in here and tell you how to do your fucking job because I don't know, right? I don't.
I don't always know how to do my job. I've legit on my in the month of June, I will go on record and saying in the month of June 2022, like May, June 2022, was the hardest 2 months of my career, and I worked 250 or 260 hours in the month of June alone. There were 65-hour weeks on average, and I'm salaried, right? Remember that. For this context, I'm salaried in this position, and I'm making half of what I made doing private practice because I was working in working in a different context, right? Working a different kind of job. It's not private practice, so you don't make as much. So I'm working overtime for me and for my clients.
By the way, do you have a contract?
With them, that's more detailed. I can that was
If you did, I would be a little worried if I was Kay because that's tortious interference.
Oh, well, Kay, I think I have 1 or 2 years to. Well, the thing is that I don't think, because she didn't actually get in touch with my employer, to my knowledge. Now, Lisa Sadowski, I did consider the option of pursuing legal but I don't think she really had money to go after, so it was kind of pointless.
So
doesn't mean it's not on the table. Doesn't mean it doesn't sit on the back burner. Should ever
Right.
pick back up.
Right.
But it was something I have spoken with attorneys about, more than one. So
just so people understand. So, you know, I have a bachelor in arts and psychology, as I said. The extent of the work that I do with that is I volunteer at a VA clinic, 2 of them, in fact, and I'm basically just there as kind of you know, I'm just there to be like, hey, you need to talk. That's fine. Let's talk. And then if I'm getting like any weird vibes, I'll recommend that they seek psychiatry. And then if it's somebody who's like at that level where even I'm going, okay, we need to get you into somebody now, you know, I call around the hospital, see if they have some inpatient. That's what I do, because a lot of the times you deal with veterans and the VA system has completely fucked over veterans. They have not taken, when it comes to their mental health, they have not done a very good job. And like volunteers like me serve a purpose. But sometimes, a lot of times, when a veteran comes in and they want to talk about something, it's literally to say, you know, they want a veteran who's going to say, hey, retard, let's talk. They want that because it's familiar to them. That's the extent of what I do. I would never come in here and tell Ken or Calming or anything like that how to do their job, because I can't do their job. Kay has been trying to tell them how to do their job. She's nowhere near qualified. She's less qualified than I am.
I still use the example of this year. Was that those 2 months of my career were the most difficult, because I had to, on the fly, figure out how to deal with a client doing something I have never worked with before. And had I fucked it up, would have probably made the kid, I mean, preteen, almost teen or whatever, to do something to actually hurt themselves. And it was literally a life or death situation. It was where almost to the point, like it was, the issue was, it wasn't to the point where I could have Baker acted, and it was getting close. I felt I could pull it back if I did it right, but I was figuring shit out on the fly. I was thinking, how do I do this? Trying to think back to every fucking moment of my school, all my schooling, every ounce of experience I have, and trying to go, how do I do this? And I worked through it on the fly. And then I talked to the kid the next day after they were good, and they were like, you did, that's what I would have expected. And so to me, that's what
I wish I had the clip, but Kay does say something along the lines of, you know, psychology is an exacting science. It is an exact science. One of the first things you'll learn in psychology is not an exact science.
No, there's so much criticism for psychology and mental health.
We do not understand the brain enough to be able to say, this is what leads to this. If you take, for example, when I was younger, I took an antidepressant, and one of the side effects was I don't remember what it was, but one of the side effects was you know, stomach troubles. You lose your appetite and everything. And I asked the psychiatrist, why does it cause me to lose my appetite? And she just looks at me and goes, we literally do not fucking know. It's not an exact science. It helps, but it's not exact.
Yeah, psychology is, and people the fact. See, here's the thing: if she had said that psychology is an inexact science and that it's not even it's a pseudoscience, I hear that all the time. Like, I can respond to that better than I can respond.
It's not wrong.
There is a lot of guesswork. There is a lot of guesswork, and there's a lot of science to back it up. There is guesswork. There is inferences. There is definitely issues with the research in psychology and other certain sciences. Even in the hard sciences, there's issues.
It's not a science like astrophysics or something where you're dealing with immutable things.
I can't plug in a formula. I can't do that and make things better. I wish it would be easy sometimes.
Right. There's no formula. Okay. There's no formula that tells you if you do X, the outcome is always Y. Right. And you're not taking in things like temporal variables and shit like that.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way ever.
It's different. You might be a paranoid schizophrenic. The person next to you might be a paranoid schizophrenic. What works for one person may not work for the other.
Oh yeah, I tell clients, like, basically the first time I meet them or anytime we work on something is, I'll suggest ideas that you might think are stupid or retarded or whatever word you want to use, and you'll come up with a better solution. But as long as you figure it out, I don't care that you came up with the idea. Like, I don't want
one of the things I learned, because I used to go to therapists, is therapy is tailored to the patient. It's not one size fits all. Therapy has to be tailored to the individual, because I'm fucking retarded. The person next to me who may suffer from the exact same things may not be fucking retarded.
It's a complex field, and Tracy knows this as well. Also, Tracy, welcome. We haven't been trying to talk over you. But it's definitely a field that there is no... Every day you walk into a session, even with the same client, you can know them for months or years. You can walk into something that's you never could have expected. Like the day I had to deal with the situation in June, I had no idea that was going to happen. Something accidentally set them off. They had a true triggering response from trauma, because you don't get that way without some form of trauma happening, ever. That just doesn't really happen. I'm sure there's the edge cases, right? Let me do the hashtag not all before someone fucking takes me out of context. But
no, fuck that shit.
Just general, that doesn't happen unless you've had some sort of trauma to cause it, because of the regression and all the other things that went into it. It was amazing to watch from the educational and critical analysis. This is so I get it, but just watching it from the education, this is so interesting to watch. Yeah. But knowing it's my client, it's this is fucking awful all at the same time. And then it's I got to do something right to not let this be life ending for this person, right? Or make it worse, because that's the last thing I want, is anyone to ever work with me and it get worse for them because of something I did. That's not something I ever go into my job doing. I would never, and I don't, and I tell everyone that comes into therapy, if you don't like what I'm doing, tell me, or we can go find you a different therapist. If you want to talk to the other therapist, great. You want to talk to one of the other therapists in the building, great. That's fine with me. You don't have to work with me. If I'm not your fit, that's fine. But Kay presenting herself and representing herself as she is with this level of information, and she's the person that is at and Tracy, correct me if I'm wrong. She's the person that they have just enough information to truly be dangerous. Kind of I don't know if you agree with that. Where she has a little bit of knowledge where doing anything with it would be dangerous. If you set her with that information on the wrong person, it would cause an incident, or it could make them worse. Maybe I don't know. I'm not trying to hate mob or anything, but based on how she's presented herself and represented herself and how she analyzes shit, calling Sophie's behaviors a brat, when I could play that video again and you can all watch and go, oh yeah, there's just a brat, I'm sure. But sorry.
Well, I definitely do think that little girls can be brats, and I don't believe that when you have a situation like the Michael Long, Sophie Long, Kelly situation, that you need to be bringing that up. It's just a defense. And so Sophie is just trying to take care of herself, and I wouldn't judge her for that. And it felt like Kay was really judging Sophie for that. And so thanks for having me on here, and good to meet you, Spectre.
Love having... Yeah, you and Spectre met in the Discord, and Spectre initially being introduced to you was funny because I called you Kay's best friend, and he was like, "Oh, you like Kay?" And I'm like, "No, it's okay, Spectre, calm down." But yeah, let's watch this real quick. This is Kay talking about her being the Shepherd for critical thinking, and she's legitimately emotional about this. It's interesting to me. I don't know. Let me get your take on this once we're done watching this.
Of their agenda. They need you to be like sheep. And I just simply believe there are some people that are designed to be shepherds. And my reasons are good. You might not always like my approach, but my reasons are good. And I have always believed that these true crime cases are great launching pads for teaching people how to think critically. I've sat up here for 2 months now trying to drill into people's heads what this Jared guy and this Adventures with Purpose was really all about. And when I got that text today, I got so excited. My heart went all aflutter. This is important. This could be one of those moments where you have a bunch of awakenings where people go, oh, that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
that's what the manipulators look like.
I'm one of those
That's
manipulators.
their tactics.
I've got those
That's what they do. Oh my God, I've been so stupid. I've been their fan for 2 years. I've been so gullible. Oh my God. But once you get past that disappointment in yourself and your anger with them, then you use that to further your enlightenment. Endeavor to never allow it to happen again. It could change your whole life. It could change your children's lives. You don't want your children to be easily manipulated, do you? Nobody wants their kids to be manipulated. You know what happens to easily manipulated kids? They get killed. They take fentanyl and die. They get molested. They get abducted. They get abused. They end up in bad marriages. They end up in jail. Everybody wants their child to be a success.
She's the Shepherd, guys. She's the
Everybody
Shepherd.
wants their child to be as best and as smart as they can be. I know I do.
If you don't watch K, this is going to happen to
How
your
do you
kids.
do that? You teach them to think with a critical mind.
With critical K? Oh my God, it makes sense. There's your advertisement. Boom. Let's get this. Send it out to Netflix. Let's do it now.
Sharp.
Let's do it.
Astute. Awake. Enlightened. Easy to spot.
She's really good at this, guys. I'm impressed.
The deceivers.
It's so awesome. I feel really touched right now. And not necessarily.
What is it the Bible says about Satan?
Oh,
not the Old Testament, the new one.
This is good. This is good. I remember this part.
Satan comes to us as a beautiful angel of light. I believe what the Bible writers were trying to impart is the most deceptive, dangerous, and evil forces will cloak themselves in good.
I'm one of those people. I mean, wait, hold on. Yep, wait for it. Hold on, I got it again. Let's do it again.
FBI, open up!
So yeah, I'm one of those evil forces, guys. Remember that. Moopy says, Ken, I'm afraid I need to stop watching you so my dog will no longer be easily manipulated. I'm going to miss you. I love you and respect you.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. This is, also, I was looking up more information about the case that the AWP guy getting indicted. I still need to find the actual ages of the people, but
I believe the alleged victim was 10, and he's.
I know that much.
17.
I've heard different ages for him and her's age difference.
Yeah.
Which, if it was just a couple years, doesn't make it right. But Utah law, apparently, where this happened, if the victim's under 14, you can charge child rape, and there's no like age where it says there's a cutoff. Like, so as long like you could, and there's no statute of limitations on that charge.
Yeah.
So that's whether this is a political prosecution or not, or being done for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not here to say that. I don't know. Trust but verify for shit like that.
Right.
So, she's coming forward saying, this person saying, hey, this happened to me. I mean, it's 30 years ago, so getting justice might be difficult. Right. There's no evidence, but still possible.
Allegedly, he's admitted to it in emails or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So
I don't.
Okay. But
they will come to you as shining.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna, before that wonderful voice interrupted me. I was gonna say I was really surprised to hear that about Adventures with Purpose, and I would like to be able to figure out what's actually really going on. So
I mean, regardless,
go ahead
of
and
what,
play Kay's golden voice again.
Yes, because you can't make fun of that, because that they'll make fun of you and bully you for that.
Beautiful,
But it's not bullying when they do.
perfect angels of light. When in reality, they're poisonous, toxic, and deadly.
Yeah, I'm all that in a bag of potatoes.
And if you don't learn to spot them and protect yourself, you will fall victim. You will be their victim. Nobody should want to be the victim again of a deceiver like Jared Lesick. And that's it. That's my soapbox. That's what I got. Thank you, Mo. Thank you, everybody else who joined in. And keep an eye on that Facebook page. I do have other stuff I want to go over. So
I was trying to see if that was where she made her comment about the chats or her money situation. And not that I like to do that, because where is some of these other clips I have? I have a whole bunch of fucking timestamps. I just fucking have saved for this. I've got some, but I don't have them all. Where'd it go? Yeah, she also talks about how last month when you did the interview with her, the stream with her, she talks about how LawTube and everything was part of why Michael getting help from LawTube and shit.
That Nick Rekieta is who is pushing the lawsuit against her.
Yeah, that.
I put that on my Twitter. I have the OP and I have
okay.
relevant comments if you'd like me to link it.
Why would Nick be pushing a lawsuit against Kay? I mean, I think he has bigger fish to fry, right?
Because Kay is a narcissist. Like, that bitch took the diagnostic criterion list and used it as a checklist.
Basically. Like,
she legitimately believes that Nick Rekieta, because after my argument, debate, thrashing of her, call it what you will. She apparently went to Nick and started blowing up his Facebook messages saying, we should debate this. You should, you have to let me on and talk about it. You know, the usual attention-seeking, grifting bullshit. And he was like, if he responded, I guarantee it was like, I don't even fucking know.
Literally, who was probably his response,
right.
Knowing Nick.
And then she made a comment on Facebook about it. Let me go find it.
Hey.
I'm not gonna find her comment, but I'm gonna find the thread that I did.
I think I found the lawsuit comment. Here we go. I gotta pull this back though, real quick, while I verify it's the right quote.
There you go. That's the tweet. I put it in the side chat.
Okay. God, that is fucking so loud. Here we go. Let's try this again. I think I found it. Let's try this on precise. And then do you guys want to either press ones in the chat if you want to see racist Critical K next, or if you want to see her talking about me after my doxing last year from her own live stream. Her words, not mine, just for context. So one's in the chat for racist K, two's in the chat for K on Ken, and then we'll do that as the vote.
I want some K on Ken action. That sounds hot.
Oh God, don't. No, I shouldn't have even said that like that. Why would you do that?
Yep. What have you learned?
Spectre, go away. Go away, Spectre. You're banned forever. That's
not the wrong answer.
That was the one. I got some ones, twos. Looks like ones are taking the lead at the moment. Let's watch this first because I found this great. This is all about her lawsuit, where her free speech is being silenced, guys. Her free speech is being silenced.
We had a nice large group in here. A lot of people in here tonight.
Oh God, this is the perfect way. This
if you're
perfect
on Facebook,
timestamp.
Please try smashing that stars button.
Stars are donations or super chats on Facebook.
That. You can also go back and watch the replay on Facebook and give me stars that way. Catherine, are you still here? Can you put up the PayPal and Venmo real quick so people, if they want to, can help a girl out? I mean, if I was monetized on YouTube, which I just am not right now because it's
she's not.
It's a whole process, and I just I'm fighting this lawsuit, and it's killing me, literally. So I have to, my brain has been very focused on that. I've just a lull right now.
That pro se case
But-
is going well.
I'm really not making a lot of money right now. So if anybody wants to help, I could really thank you, Catherine. Thank you for putting that out there. If you
People were
if you would
sharing
have
her,
super chatted me tonight,
like,
if you would
PayPal
have,
and Venmo and shit in the chat.
if you're happy with the job that I do and what I brought you tonight, please consider Venmo or PayPal.
Can I get a refund on my time? Just
Or
asking
try
for
the
a friend.
Facebook stars.
I have to keep hearing this fucking nasally fucking accent anymore.
Thank
I'm
you,
biting the
Catherine.
bullet.
Thank you, Jen H. But I'm fixing to
she
lose my voice, so I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, she's fixing to lose her voice, but she goes on for another 20 minutes, basically. This is where I think the Shephard rant comes after this, losing the voice thing. Hold on, I got sent a clip. Let me see what this says. Okay. Yeah, her argument she's making in this stupid clip is retarded. The argument is that a social media marketing background makes you smart enough to manipulate, not just being smart, but having a social media background makes you smart enough to not only coach a child about sexual abuse, but to be able to drag a bunch of influencers in. I
can't
can't.
imagine how difficult it would be to coach a child into
Dude,
sexual
it's
abuse,
not
because
not
you
like
are,
something you could just do.
you are assuming that child, if you're coaching them, when they get hit by questions that maybe didn't come up in the coaching, that they'll answer correctly. You know, kids do not have the same faculties that you or I do. They don't have the reasoning and cognitive skills to make stuff up that aligns with what they've already said.
It's not something that's like what is it? It's not like something I could just say, oh, say it this way. Because one, most people who coach screw it up because they don't know how to truly get a kid to coach. Two, the reaction that you get in someone like Sophie in her video, the viral video, whether he should have filmed it or dealt with his daughter is a whole other argument. I don't care about that. For the purposes of that, it's here's the information that's being presented. You cannot realistically, and not that Sophie and Michael aren't intelligent people. Sophie seems decently cognitively for her age. Michael, whatever you want to think about his background and religious shit, whatever, I don't care. It doesn't matter for the purposes, right? If you want to call him dumb for that, but smart on the other hand, you're not only contradicting yourself, but even taking it all to your benefit and saying that he is smart enough to do that, then you got to teach a child to perfect body language, perfect statements, inflection, like you just can't. And then the reaction, it won't hold. It's too easy to falter. And then Kay, example earlier, talks about, either earlier or in something I watched, she had talked about, you know, when the child was questioned about the abuse, she just said, she didn't really answer the question she didn't want to talk about. No shit. That's common. Like, the statistics back me up on this. Like, it's like under 2 digits, so less than 10%. It's more like 4 to 7-ish or 4 to 8% based on the research of children basically under 12 have hold on. Oh shit. Under 12. Sorry, I keep hitting the wrong fucking.
We saw it. You can't hide it now. You
What,
can't
the
hide
business?
it now. Hoist on your own petard.
No,
yeah,
he's off camera. He's over in the other.
Yeah, but
yeah, but he was definitely enjoying some
butthole. Kitty butthole.
Say it. Someone asked me in chat if I'm going to cover the criminal case. The point of that, I don't think would really serve much. It doesn't really seem to, because here's the thing. I do that, it's gonna it'd probably attract some unwanted attention. This is probably going to do that too, but it's too funny and there's nothing really.
At this point, what do you have to lose? I mean, you have a job now, right? It's not like she can't find out who you are.
It's not so much that, it's more of other things because a certain group, which I don't think associates with Kay anymore, they got involved and they started dragging, because like I said, you can, at that point after I was doxxed and shit, I'm like, you can fuck with me all much, you leave my family out of it. And when they dragged my wife into it and put her shit on their community post, her picture on their community post, I lost my shit, and so did my wife. And so,
I mean, you can't really
for her own sake, well, yeah, but I don't want that to happen again. So I've tried to minimize the amount of interaction I do have. I'm only doing this because I think even the Karens who don't like me, you know, for lack of a better term, to just group them up for the moment, the people who don't like me can even recognize some of Kay's own bullshit. Like,
and I think that is kind of what ended up happening with her, because I agree with you. I don't think they associate with her, but I think
anymore.
a lot of them don't even associate with each other anymore.
Oh, the infighting that went on in the months after was great. I have so many fucking great videos and chats and screenshots, and like they were all like certain people were on this side, and then certain people switched, and then they hated them, and then they loved them, and then certain people were sharing information, and certain people were giving me information, and then there was that, like, there was some funny shit that went on.
Once people like this no longer have a unifying enemy to go after, they inevitably turn on one another. It's an inevitability, because they need an enemy like this.
But yeah,
we know what's going to happen to Critical K. Is she going to be actually? Well, because she didn't show up in.
So,
you mean
she didn't show up in court? So what's going to be the consequences, Spectre?
So right now there is a motion for sanctions. She's going to be sanctioned. The question is what the sanctions are going to be. She was told if you don't show up to this, you're being sanctioned. Her previous sanction was $100. She thinks it'll be something very similar. Sanctions ramp up. They don't stay the exact same fucking thing, because if you ignore the court after being sanctioned $100, well, clearly being sanctioned $100 didn't correct your action. Excuse me. So right now there is a motion for a default judgment. The default judgment is basically the court saying you don't even get to defend yourself. We're ruling in favor of the plaintiff.
Yeah, that's not a good thing to ever get.
I don't think Ray Andriacchio is going to get it. The Alex Jones issue notwithstanding, the trial notwithstanding, a default judgment this early, very, very rare. It could happen because she has literally told the court, I don't give a fuck what you say. And the court may be like, okay, fine. You don't care what we say. We're done with you. You can deal with the appeals court. That's always a possibility. And if that happens, from what I understand, her intention is if she loses, I don't think she's planning an appeal. I believe she's just planning to file for bankruptcy, because she thinks a bankruptcy will discharge the debt. And unfortunately for her, the Fifth Circuit, which is where this lawsuit is, has previously ruled that you cannot discharge a malicious and willful tort, which is what defamation is. You can't discharge that through a bankruptcy. So if that is her plan, it's not going to work. Now the question will be Ray Andriacchio collecting, because she's in Michigan. She'd have to go through some legal hurdles, but overall, I don't think anything much is going to happen. I think she's going to be sanctioned and be told, what the fuck? Because the biggest issue, and I think this could lend credence to her getting a default judgment against her, is she previously had a pretrial conference where she could appear via Zoom, and she didn't. And the court saying you have to appear in person was kind of the court saying you did appear to the last one when you could have been telephonic, and now you want to be telephonic? No, you get one bite at that apple. You fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're going to sanction her that much. They might. I don't want to. I would never say count on it. The courts do stupid shit all the time.
Yeah.
Not like, for example, I think the court made mistakes in this Opie Long case. I think there's valid legal errors there.
I think the Rihanna case was wildly mishandled, but
yeah,
I think that I don't see her getting a default judgment against her. I think it'll be probably a really noticeable sanction. And she will be, because courts tend to be very they tend to be very forgiving of pro se litigants because you're not a lawyer. But when you tell the court, go fuck yourself, all that lead on the leash, all that slack on the leash you had from the court is suddenly fucking gone.
Yeah, it's not a good look just to do that. I would suggest you don't do that if you get sued. For many reasons.
Lawyer, not legal advice or anything like that.
Also, your mic, Spectre, has been popping in and out. I don't know if that's your internet.
I'm probably gonna keep looking away from it. So
okay, I don't. Well, I also know that your audio was bumped up. Let me make sure that's not too high because that might be my fault. Let me do that. That might help because it might be clipping on the StreamYard end.
Well, while you're figuring that out, I'm just wanting to address Dr. Purr because he's been making some, or they have been making some stuff about Spectre.
That's fine.
And I just wanted to know what the business. All right, so you know, and I know that it doesn't. Seeing that stuff online does not.
I don't
help,
think Spectre is representing himself as any legal authority here. I only have Spectre's on here because of the involvement he had with Kay last month and recently that has kind of plus some of the shit from last year that all relates to this. He is a part of this story in some form or fashion. He's not here for his legal commentary. So like Spectre
getting that for free.
Well, that too. But here's the clip that someone sent me about Kay's theorizing, I think Nick's involvement, was it? So
he's very smart. He knew what he was doing. He knew when he coached his daughter to make these allegations, the very far-reaching effect, the potential for that. And given his background, which a lot of people tend to forget, his background in social media marketing, he knew exactly how to do it. He knew exactly who to target. He knew exactly how to, with the help of certain groups, and I can only speculate, it's something that I've always been curious about. It's something that I've always wanted to know. Who did he get to help him make that initial video go viral? I know he had help. So who did he have help from? Did he have help from father's rights groups? Did he have help from LawTube? We know that he did. Did he have help from groups like Kiwi Farms? I mean, who helped him propel that video to the very people that he really wanted it to reach, and for it to get the momentum that he wanted it to reach, so that it would bring in money.
Yeah, that's the way it worked, Tack. You can believe everybody but a 10-year-old girl who's alleging.
Here's the thing with Ray Andriacchio. We're supposed to believe all women. The woman is suing another woman. Which one do we believe?
Well, clearly Kay, because it's her free speech. And it's just her opinion. Remember that. It's just her opinion.
I think we have to believe Ray Andriacchio because she's the one bringing the allegations. Is that how it's supposed to be?
No. That's not how it works at all. Why would you even suggest something like that? That's totally incorrect. Well,
all right then.
I'm just like still fucking dumbfounded that Kay would sit there and make, because going back to the whole title of the video and shit, that I need investigated and for whatever, because I read legitimately 3 documents that day. Not even 3, because one was technically part of the other document. 3 different things that day. Yet Kay has continued to Technically, I have enough information because she's continued to tort technically if I wanted to. This Kay has defamed me and slandered me as far as stating the things I have done and giving the implications I have from them. I could theoretically sue Kay if I wanted to. I'm not, because she's not not really worth it.
I don't think he could, but
It's not that strong of a case. I mean, it would be a federal case. I could if I alleged over $75,000 in damages, I could make it federal. Which I'm pretty sure I could get there somehow if I did it right. But, even if I sued her in Florida, which would make her have to come to my venue, which she's struggling to do already.
That would have to be federal at that point.
Well, no, I mean, that's what's happening with her other case.
No,
I don't
that's
have
federal.
to.
That's federal.
I thought it was a different.
No,
Well, they're suing.
It's federal.
It is I guess it's
why don't you just sue her from Hawaii? She could actually go there, apparently, right? So why don't you just
if you sue her in Michigan, you can sue her in state court. That'd be fine. But if it's between states, it's federal, and it's not just a diversity of jurisdiction issue at that point. You have to allege at least $75,000 in damage.
Okay, the federal courts in Mississippi. Okay, thank you, Kyle. Yeah, so I mean, I could do the case, and because I talked to a couple because I talked to suing Lisa, who's in New York, but I would pick the friendly form and do Florida, and then the same issue she's having with her current case would be dealing with the form.
Well, you'd be able to assert jurisdiction because she emailed and called.
Well, she's reached into my jurisdiction. She did email me.
Yeah. In order to go after your job, she had to call into Florida, and you can show that she did because you have copies.
Well, I had the email for Lisa. I meant more as far as Cade. Cade's case would not be as strong.
Right.
Lisa's case, I would have a strong, I think, somewhat strong TI case, but it also.
I'd say you have a decent TI,
but I don't think there's much to go after there either. So
no, you'd be throwing away good money at bad. If she loses this case against Ray Andriacchio,
she's fucked.
She will never be able to live it down because anytime she starts saying something, all somebody has to say is, "Hey, what about that lawsuit Ray Andriacchio filed against you for defamation that you lost? You want to?"
When's the next hearing date on that? Because I kind of really want to pay. Oh, because I know that there was the thing she didn't show up to. I thought they were rescheduling it or something to try and make her show up again.
So there is no further hearings scheduled. There's the outstanding pretrial motions, dispositive motions, like the motion to dismiss that Ray Andriacchio has filed. So you have stuff like that's going to be taken care of by the judge. He's already put out an order for that, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But at this time, there is no case. There's no further hearings.
Well, so do you have any more Kay clips? Because I just love hearing her golden voice. As you know, the one reason that I got attacked on her show was because somebody remembered that I said, I want to listen to Critical K because I want to hear what she has to say, but her voice really sort of makes my eardrums vibrate. And so when I went on to her show, they were saying, "Oh, well, don't you want to let Kay know that you hate her stupid voice?"
I think it's a universal thing. Everybody hates her fucking voice.
No, not everybody does, because I got attacked I got attacked for something I did on another show, and I just made a general comment. And you know how polite I am, Ken, right? I mean, I don't name call. I don't do anything like that. But all I said was that there was some content I needed to get through to find out some facts about what she was saying. And it was difficult for me to get through her content because her voice actually made my eardrums. It was at a decibel that made my eardrums vibrate. Now you can see, I'm a musician, I've got music stuff. I've got hearing stuff. Oops, I went the wrong way. But anyway, they chastised me for that, and then it was almost like the flying witches just came in.
I'm a little safe because I'm pretty sure her voice is on the same wavelength as my tinnitus. So
I've got tinnitus too. I mean, that's the thing. I think that was it's great that you just said that, because I've got tinnitus as well.
I just was looking at your comments real quick, Spectre, about what is it? Her talking to Nick on Facebook.
Yeah.
And how apparently she can't pick up sarcasm because
She
And
can't.
I don't want to do the obvious
It's not
implication here.
It's not autism.
I don't want to give the obvious implication here because I would never want to.
It's not
definitely
autism.
not. I think it's willful. And
It's just victimhood. It's another way to claim victimhood status. Period. End of discussion. She doesn't actually. She's not picking up on it because she wants to be a victim. It's nothing else.
so yeah, real quick, let's do some critical K racism real quick. We'll call it the critical K racist hour. Because why not? Because I've said all these horrible things. Why don't we cover her horrible things? We would never want to talk about things that don't matter at all and have no purpose, right?
I want to say this. I want to say to Kyle, the cease and desist that was filed had no legal bearing. As I explained to the attorney, and she even confirmed, there was no sealing order. So the cease and desist had absolutely nothing behind it. It had no strength. It had no legal basis for anything. And when she was directly called out on this, her response to me was, well, I was under the impression, which is not good enough. There was no legal reason to give a cease and desist, except to silence somebody who wasn't on Kelly Long's side. It was an attempt by an attorney to weaponize the law in a way that was to shut up somebody that they did not like covering the case. And that is a material ethics breach to misrepresent, at best, misrepresent the law, and at worst, outright lie about it. And she actually became very, very worried when I called her out because she said in an email to me, "Are you an attorney? You should have told me you're an attorney if you are one." Because I was calling her out in person in real time. And she wasn't expecting that.
So I had talked to Nick because there's an issue going in the chat. Twisted, don't bump him on the head yet. The cease and desist had no legal weight. I did receive the cease and desist because I read it on episode 14, part 2, because I thought it was funny that they would try to apply me to a Texas venue when the document was obtained legally. I wasn't even reading the mandamus at that point. I didn't even have the mandamus at that point. I did end up finding it on a website after that point. And the thing is, the cease and desist had, the thing is, the employer didn't even investigate. They read the email. I tried to make the arguments that the email was making up information. I said, I have the entire live stream. I can show it to you. I said, it's 4 hours long. She said, I don't want to watch it. And that was basically the end of it.
No, you absolute fucking mongoloid. I said the lawyer brought up a cease and desist because the lawyer is the one who sent the cease and desist to him and to me.
Spectre's talking about an interaction he had with the lawyer separate to my own interaction with the lawyer, because I got the email from the attorney and I never responded because I wasn't going to respond to them, and I just read it on stream, and then that's the stream that I got doxxed on.
I 100% just like, as I said, I responded. Ken didn't. I responded, and she didn't know how to respond to that. She didn't know how to respond to that because she didn't expect somebody to. There are two types of lawyers. There are the lawyers who actually litigate, who put their practice, who engage in their practice every fucking day, right? Or close to it. They're the ones who go into court. And then you have the PR lawyers like Michael Avenatti or Laura Elkin, who can't do anything in court, so they're just there to file motions or to get in front of a camera to slander the other fucking person. That's what that is. And she is definitely the latter, because when she got pushback and when somebody started arguing, no, you're wrong, here's where you're wrong, and she saw possible ethics complaints coming her way, she bitched out. She was looking for any way to get out of it. Ken was hit by at best, a dubious cease and desist that had no bearing, and at worst, an absolutely fucking bullshit cease and desist.
Oh yeah, it held no legal weight. Like, it was dumb. They were wanting me to. They were thinking they could threaten me to not talk about it.
So is this the proof of her racism right here, the Twitter?
Yeah, this is some of it. There's more. I've got the what is it? But to answer Kyle's question, my employer was trying to cite multiple things, and I was explaining to her, and she was refusing. She's kind of, and I hate to compare her to this. She has sort of the same personality as Kay does, and weirdly enough, was right leaning, whether politics matter. But like she basically read the email. I tried explaining it to her, and she thought, I guess she had talked to a former colleague or a former supervisor to get advice, basically before ever speaking to me, and was basically coming into that meeting getting rid of me. There was not a single thing I could do. There was not a single. She wouldn't watch a single second of the video. I was able to pull it up I could have pulled it up in 10 seconds on my phone because I had it privated on my stream. I could have pulled it up at the time. Basically, all the things on my channel are now unprivated except I think 2. And the one's going to be unprivated soon enough. But I said I could pull it up and I could show you what this means. And I'm like, she's like, well, can you go exactly to it? I was like, I'd have to look through it because it's a 4-hour stream and I got to figure out where things happen. And I was dealing with other shit, obviously, in the last 12, 15 hours or whatever it was. And she didn't want to watch it. I was trying to say this was what I was doing. She did not understand, or either didn't understand or didn't care that the documents were obtained legally, and not like she said the mom. She was basically doing the shit that Kay was saying is, and all of them were saying is, the mom asked you to stop, you should have stopped. I was like, well, I was, there was, again, because there was the talk about violating confidentiality. I'm like, there was no confidentiality violated. It was completely.
How can you violate confidentiality that you have?
I know.
No part?
Trust me, I know. And she's like, well, the mom, yeah. Basically, it came down to the mom said for you to stop, you should have stopped, was one of her thoughts. And it's kind of how it went. So, but let's go ahead and look through some more of this shit real quick. Where's that? So as you can see, Kay here is really polite to these people. I've got the video audio muted because there's a person comment.
I actually have to go because
you're good.
Stream with Lost, producer Tim, and
oh shit,
Lion Brawley. I didn't realize it was going to go this long, but I've been drinking
that's fine.
and having fun. So if you ever want to catch up with this shit at some point, let me know.
Okay, let me try to find the racism. Where'd it go here?
You guys have a good one.
But yeah, we'll probably finish up here soon.
Well, I really enjoyed talking to you, Spectre, and also subscribe to your channel, and also
no, stop it, no, don't give bad advice.
Don't do that. You don't want to subscribe to this channel.
We don't give bad advice like this.
Well, I did. Maybe I should unsubscribe. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
for your own safety and sanity, I would suggest you.
Really?
Look at Kay here. Quit your belly ache. This is critical, Kay. Quit your belly aching, you fucking homo. Why do you care so much about some dead guy? I could use the same argument for what you do for your streams, Kay. I don't know if that's a good argument. Like she's implying here that this guy is apparently in love with Travis's postmortem for this case or whatever. Let's see, where is it here? I know it's you motherfucking retard for the 50th time. I mean, Kay is just, here it is, worth every fucking penny. I say we ship all the ragheads there and keep them there indefinitely. Told you I didn't make it up. Wow, Kay, that's kind of offensive. How could you say something like that? Let's see. Shove your crystal ball up your stanky pussy, Dawn. I'm only on lately to piss you, Travis Taliban fucknuts off. Wow. Kay, I'm upset. I thought you were not like this. This is insane. Who knew that Kay would say things like this? I thought she was the hero we needed. Poor Kay. Say. No, Twisted. I'm back on track. We're finishing up here. I was just trying to find the relevant sections of this.
We lost Spectre.
Spectre
Well, I
had to
was
go.
only on here just in case you decided to. Ooh, I gotta turn my gain down. The Spectre was really low, and I couldn't hear him a whole lot. So,
No, it's
I
fine.
just was here just in case you were going to choose to put that link in. You know, they really treated me very badly on that channel when I was only going up there to try and defend the two deceased Watts daughters. And I wasn't even actually trying to defend them. All I was trying to do is to tell Kay, like, hey, you know, there's another way that you could present this information instead of talking about it in the way that you were. And of course, that stream has been deleted, but there was a clip that was taken, and it was from that Not Another Tea channel.
Yeah, I've got it.
And
saved, just in case it gets taken down again.
Oh, and I've actually screen recorded it too, and she won't take it down. And she and I have been contacted.
Well, I meant like if Kay were to try and DMCA her or copyright strike her for it, just in case. Like I said, I keep backups of everything.
Yeah,
so, like that's helpful because I don't see why. Because this is going back to my arguments about Kay. Is if she wants to shit on myself and people like Tracy and others and Nick for whatever reason, is she really needs to take a look in the mirror first, because of anyone to criticize, she should criticize herself, because she is so unable to accept any criticism and unable to challenge her own ideas. Like, you know, if we take the screenshots I showed earlier about how Kate got involved with the Sophie case to begin with, you know, if, you know, she's coming in with that idea because she was brought in for PR reasons, or even if she came across it herself for whatever and wanted to cover it. You saw the 5.5 minutes of any discussion about that child, like 5.5 minutes of clips from multiple live streams of hers shitting on a 9 to 10-year-old girl about how she's this bratty kid, but she's supposedly a victim. Even if it's not a sexual abuse, it's supposedly a victim. You're representing victims really well when you do shit like that. Now, maybe I don't represent them great either, however you want to take it. Whether the way I've covered shit is good or bad, that's fine. I'll take that criticism. But if I'm bad, you really, Kay, just as a side note, you really want to think about how you represent shit, because you don't look good in it at all. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. I still thought it was funny for her to just suggest that reading documents I've never actually read on stream is what I deserve to, and she would use the force of the government to investigate me because of her misbeliefs of what I've actually done. To me, it's entertaining to a certain degree, to put it bluntly. So, but go ahead. Also, Twisted, check the locals if you want the link. It is in there.
We got somebody in our chat who does not like therapists, apparently.
No, that's fine.
You know, it's fine. You know, to each his own.
I don't like therapists sometimes. I've met therapists I don't like. It definitely happens. Hold on. I just heard my Discord ding. What's it for? Okay. Making sure it wasn't anything important. I've got too many Discord channels like open. Like I got all the social media stuff I follow, the channels, and but the 3D printing shit in groups I'm in. So it's fun to keep track of and silence the right notifications. So anyone have any final thoughts on Kay? Should we finish this up here? I don't want it to run long. Plus, Kay might be Kay is supposedly streaming later. I'm curious if I'll come up. So, we got the visitor. Hi, Twisted.
Yeah, I think I gave Twisted the link. I hope that you don't mind that.
Oh.
Hi, Twisted.
Hi.
What's up? Don't you love our... are you thinking critically yet, Twisted? Are you critically thinking with Kay?
I'm thinking maybe her mother should have taken her flip-flop off and beat her a little bit more, but as a child, but that's me.
Possibly would have helped. I don't know. Or it could have made her into who she is today. There's that too.
I know it could have helped Daryl Brooks a whole lot, but that's a different topic.
Well, I would normally make the joke that Daryl didn't do nothing, but apparently I did that last time and someone got upset. Because Daryl's a good boy. So, but yeah, this is
okay.
This is I still can't believe that was the comment that was made, because like I've known she's shit on stuff about me, but to go to the level of you need to be investigated. And if I had the power of the government, I would investigate you. I would send everyone after you, basically. Oof, she's
already tried that.
Well, she has. So she's failed at it.
But why the FBI? Why the FBI?
Specifically with me.
She wanted the crimes against children.
That with me.
She wanted the crimes against children division of the FBI to investigate myself, Spectre, and Nick because of our covering of the Sophie case. Specifically because we read the court documents, and she says all three of us, even though Spectre and myself haven't read the full SANE exam on a live stream. Nick did with his interview with Michael, but she says that is justification to where we should be
supposedly that SANE exam didn't bring out anything, but when I heard it being read, apparently it totally did.
Oh, it did. I have that SANE exam because I have sources. That SANE exam was fucking. It had shit on it, and that's someone who's trained and certified in doing these types of interviews, specifically with children, to be able to ask the questions the right way, so it's not done. So it, for multiple reasons, doesn't mislead or. That exam was not a good look.
That's the biggest problem that these cunts have, is that none of them will show the document or read the actual document. They will summarize the document, but they summarize it the way the PR firm wants them to summarize it. Because as I'm seeing, this entire thing is not organic. And what Red Banyan has done is gotten a bunch of fucking meth addicts. And yes, they're meth addicts.
Well, at least one of them is.
We got confirmation. We have confirmation that bitch is a fucking meth addict, and that her life has taken a turn for the worst again, because now she's close to somebody else we know, because she had to run away from the state she was living in at that time.
Okay.
Yeah, bitch, we know.
You're going to have to DM me about that. I might be out of the loop on that one.
You're going to have to ask Alyssa about that.
Okay. I would say I might be out of the loop on that one. But okay. I'll follow up on that, because now you've got me curious. Now you've actually got me titillated. Right? So.
Ooh.
Yeah, now I'm titillated.
So literal drug addicts is who this PR firm enlisted to help them cover up a case of child sexual abuse.
Yeah. That's one way to look at it.
What the fuck is wrong with this world?
Here's the thing, is regardless of anyone's current or past substance use, the way they've had it dealt with, like, if I was going to be hired to cover this case, right? Or if I were to hire Tracy to cover this case, and because there was the opinion from some of the people, either initially in my chat or afterwards, that I was hired by Michael to give like an expert analysis of the case or something. Is some of the takes that have been put in there. You
hadn't even talked to Michael yet.
No. And it was like this thing where they're like, I'm giving this analysis, but I'm also not a therapist. And then there's this other thing where if I'm going to cover this case, I'm going to do it like, in whether I go positive or negative, whether I say Sophie's right in telling the truth or likely telling the truth, or Sophie's wrong, and it's probably more of parental alienation or this or that. I'm going to do it the way I have. I'm going to present the evidence, going to give my analysis, and I'm going to do it in a way that looks like I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and not a bunch of screaming people doing a bunch of internet drama that makes no fucking sense. Because the same people that have called my channel a drama channel I try to not stem into that kind of shit for obvious reasons. I'll do it when it's funny, like today, because it's really funny that this is even a thing. And the way they've covered it is they've made a mockery out of it. They've gone into people's personal lives. They've done all this other shit and have attacked and criticized the people and not criticized and presented the evidence and said yay or nay one way or the other. So it's like I could make an argument both ways with the information that's available as to what likely happened. I could support one or the other with the information because the court information obviously leans one way. The other evidence presented initially leans another. And there does appear to be bias inside the court system. It's documented, not just within this case, but other cases too, that there is issues with the guardian ad litem system in Texas. That's not a conspiracy theory. Like I said, I'm fully well aware of my own biases coming into something like this. I would hope that if I had a PR firm hired to do something for me, I would want them to present it in such a way that, like, for example, if I want to know something really good about psychology that I might not know about, who's someone I go and look up real quick because he seems to know what he's talking about? Dr. Grande. Dr. Grande's pretty good. He's a very popular channel. He's got things to support him saying that he knows what he talks about.
But
even
instead, they went with some weirdo named Psych Guy.
Yeah. Who
is
admits to never watching the video.
Fuck on his own.
Regardless of not even criticizing that, but has admitted to not watching the video, has admitted to not reading the documents, but yet giving his opinion on it. And in his own chat and own live stream, as a psychiatrist who is the only one of the mental health fields that cannot diagnose a public figure for many reasons.
Michael Long.
Diagnosed Michael Long.
And thank Lisa Sadowski for telling him about the case.
Yes. So, like,
guess where he got his opinion from?
There's a lot of, like, I hate to do like the meme of the like dude with the yarn on the bulletin board, like tying shit, but like there are things that lead back to certain sources in certain places where the information originates from. And if you're going to hire someone or not even hire someone, suggest to someone like Psych Guy who might do it for free for his own purposes, even though he doesn't monetize the content.
Maybe don't hire incompetent fucking retards.
Don't hire someone that's not going to review the damn shit. I got the documents legally before the case is sealed, like early in 2020, in like August or September. I don't remember exactly when. It was like right before the case is sealed. So I got almost every document. I have since obtained every document in this case. There's a lot, and I can't wait to share them with you someday.
Because it's still not sealed.
Well, it is sealed. The case has been sealed. There's a lot of things that aren't public. Some of it was made public by accident through the mandamus, and then some of it I've obtained through my multiple sources in the area.
Well, I mean, not to mention the fucking judge in the case before he appointed a new judge leaked all of the documents, including the medical records, in a Facebook group.
Yeah, like I said, if there's anyone who's done
anything
unethical,
Looking at you, Judge Willis.
It's not me that's done anything unethical. I still have my bounty up there. I'll drop $500 if you can cite to it. I'll put it in front of 3 experts and let them
literal judge on the goddamn bench on Facebook leaking documents.
It's its own issue, and the therapist the psychologist who did the analysis of Sophie, I thought was interesting, given the limited interaction. Some of it being the remote therapy, which I don't find to always be the best way to get information.
He did all of 3 sessions, I think.
It was it was less than 6. It was less than 6. I know that much. It was that much. And Tracy, how much information can you get from a 10-year-old in 3 or 4 sessions on a case like this in like less than 6 sessions? Like, how much are you truly going to get out of someone?
You know, it's weird. I would have probably answered this differently last week, but I had the opportunity to visit with my 7-year-old niece this week when I was in California. And that kid is as sharp as a whip, and you can get a lot of information out of, and I think Twisted has said this too. Like, I think one of her nephews or something was really super young and you can get information out of them. I always like to be able to just take the information and kind of tuck it away. I'm not going to accuse anybody or go on a rampage or anything, but kids, you need to listen to. They know what they're talking about. That's my opinion about it. So, I mean, the whole Sophie thing, maybe Kay thinks she was a brat, whatever. I would definitely listen to her, and I would definitely do some very sensitive talking to her, which is what I was trying to say when I went on her channel, and then there was all these people flying monkeys attacking me.
It's kind of what it looked like.
I'm going to go ahead and.
I don't think
go
Kay
ahead.
understands what the hell a brat is because she's been a fucking brat her entire life.
I think she, and regardless of we're taking away any personal commentary about her, right? Pulling all that back, any jokes and shit, she seems to either A, be motivated by some other source or other cause. And I don't want to say money because there's definitely no money right now. And I don't think she would be doing all this and still being, unless there's an argument to make that, if she was a narcissist or had like NPD, that she's bought into it so she can't she can't change her position now because then it looks obvious she's easy to buy or whatever. That she just has the limited information and has her access to the shit she finds online and takes people from who are updating her and telling her about this shit at their word, and doesn't go further than that. And that's where she's developed her opinions on. And that's a very dangerous thing to do. Like, even though, like in therapy, we do it differently. Yes, we have to take certain people at their words for certain things. As the way I put it, is I generally will take you at your word unless they have a damn good reason not to. If I think you're lying to me and you might be about the self-harm, I'm going to challenge you on it. But generally, I'm going to take you that you say I'm okay today, I'm okay today. You appear to be okay, you're okay. So
I think she's a useful idiot. She served a purpose.
That's kind of what I was trying to say without saying it that way.
She was probably manipulated into serving that purpose. Like the promise of getting subs, the promise of getting YouTube fame. It's not hard to trick somebody with like bright lights and shiny shit. Well, it's not hard to trick somebody into doing what you want like that way.
Well, I would say the argument that they make is that myself and others like Nick have been tricked into it by, we see a screaming 9-year-old girl and we just want to, we go, oh my God, it's clear that she's, we have to believe her, and which is ironic in its own way for Kay's own belief system. But to make that argument that we bought into the flashy bright lights by her reactions.
I mean, I saw a 9-year-old child having a full-on fucking meltdown, not wanting to do something. And I'm like, what the hell happened to make you not want to do that? Because that's one of those things where they are seriously trying not to do something that an adult is telling them they have to do, and they're throwing a fit about it. Like, if you just take it at face value, okay, let's take that bratty behavior. Why is there bratty behavior? Why is there a full fucking meltdown over something as simple as you're just going to go visit mom and grandma? Why?
Well, I mean,
and you can see the energy too. The energy was there. Whatever it was that she was going through, it was real in my eyes.
The dad was hands off. He was just filming. He was saying nothing. You couldn't hear shit. The only one she was interacting with was the mother and the grandmother. And the grandmother was being a gaslighting fucking cunt.
Wow. Don't mince words. Just tell us what you really think, Twisted.
Mrs. Danvers, I showed that clip earlier in the stream. That's a screenshot talking about how Kay got initially involved with the Sophie case. It mentions her. It's a discussion from Lisa or Crime Lines and Lies. Somehow, I think it was Lisa mentioned that Kelly and Kay had been texting prior to the sealing order, and that what was it? before then that they got hooked up because Kelly didn't know who Kay was and that the PR firm had introduced them, and then that's kind of how things had spoiled. Like that's it's a bit back now. I don't know the timestamp. I haven't been doing timestamps this stream.
I think Lisa Sadowski may have gotten fired or chastised really heavily for her involvement in getting you fired, because she's been changing her tune on a lot of shit.
Really?
And airing dirty laundry on Facebook.
Girl, you gotta
like
hook me
she's
up.
been going at the Karens.
Really?
Like, yeah. Like she's been spilling the beans on shit.
No shit. You gotta hook me up.
That's why, dude, it's like shit that was posted in your damn Discord before I fucking left.
Was it? I don't remember seeing that.
Well,
hook us up. I don't go onto Facebook very often.
I don't go on the Facebook either.
I
don't technically have a Facebook.
Not technically.
Yeah, exactly. Not technically.
Alyssa,
it was your post.
Was it? What's this post?
Yeah, I think it was in Short Bus, but it might have got deleted.
Oh,
she don't even have it.
Okay. Well, maybe it's still in Short Bus. I don't know.
You deleted Short Bus.
I privated Short Bus from everybody because
okay.
The only one I can see Short Bus is me. But I removed every other role. I kept it there because there is important things I needed in there evidence-wise, in case anything ever came to a lawsuit. But everything is there sealed. And should I ever get rid of my Discord, or probably about the 2-year mark when there's no more lawsuit that can be dealt with, I'll probably just wipe Short Bus out just to clear everything up.
Can you had a put up a kind of a longer post, or not a post, but a video stream of Kay doing all kinds of weird shit. Do you still have that? I mean,
what doing weird shit? How?
Well, you had aired just on this stream that we were in. You had all of this stuff that she did, and she was like, "Wah, wah," and that was what I was trying to explain on that other channel, was that stuff is really annoying.
Oh, you mean when she was calling Sophie a brat, all those behaviors? That was all part of, I think, that same video.
Yeah, that is a great clip. I mean, you might well, anyway, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your clips, but that was a great clip. I mean, that really kind of summarized the persona and the energy of Critical K.
Because blowing a kazoo at somebody because you don't like their argument, like Tracy and I have argued, Twisted and I have argued. Miss Moonbear was in here earlier. Miss Moonbear was in here earlier. Her and I have argued and disagreed on plenty of things. That doesn't mean we can't be respectful. And like shit, we just did the stream last week talking about a very controversial subject, and all of us disagreed, and we still got along. That's how most adults have a conversation, and that's how you share your side and your information. Like, do I shit post on my stream? Sure, because it's fun sometimes. But whenever it's important or it's like necessary information, I relay it in a way that's like if I needed to, or someone wanted to, could clip it out and share it, or share it with others, or use for their own reference, and B, to make it clear and easy to understand. I don't have the clip, Alyssa. I think it's involving the 5.5-minute video where Kay is just calling Sophie a brat over and over, and part of that is her like blowing kazoo at will and getting upset at other people and screaming and yelling.
Like a literal kazoo?
Well, if you actually, sorry.
I'm sorry, a literal kazoo.
Yeah,
So I'm going to post a link in the chat again, and it's my conversation with Kay, and at the very end, I got not only the kazoo but the violin. And so if you want to know how it feels to be me, kind of a relatively new to YouTube and just kind of trying to present a way that Critical K could maybe talk about children who are dead, who have gotten murdered by their parent, and stuffed into oil wells, and they were talking about these two kids in what I believed was a very disrespectful way. And then I went on there and I tried to educate them. And then I got the kazoo and I got the violin. It's very entertaining. It's sad because I started to cry, and apparently YouTubers don't like emotions. So obviously I learned the hard way.
It's not specifically YouTubers. It's soulless cunts that don't like emotions.
It's painful to watch. So before you click on the link and watch it, it's really painful to watch, especially because all I was doing was trying to defend those two little Watts girls.
Squall Shade said, so if the investigation goes on, there won't be one. It was a joke to it was a clickbaity title for fun, because I don't usually clickbait. And so I thought it would be funny to do. But if there was she's implying that reading legal documents that are published by a court or obtained through legal means, even if the source shared them illegally, doesn't make your reading of them or possession of them illegal. Hence, people who disclose classified information, the journalists aren't doing anything illegal. That because I read those documents and because Nick read the ones he did, that would mean that would imply that we're perverts, pedophiles, and that we have child porn on our computers. So we should be investigated by the Crimes Against Children Division. Was effectively what it was.
Technically, with the classified information thing, as long as the journalists themselves did not engage in any illegal activities to obtain said classified information, they can still maintain journalistic privilege.
Yes. Hence, what I've done is I've maintained my journalistic privilege and my journalist shield law. Thank you, my state, for having one. Is what I've done. None of it's, and that's one. Going back to the whole employer thing, is one of the things my employer was like, you can't be you're not a journalist. I'm doing I'm acting in a journalistic capacity. She couldn't understand that concept. It was kind of irritating.
One of the things also is, if you remember, she actually talked to Lisa Sadowski on the phone, and I'm pretty sure threats were made against her business practice.
Who's Lisa?
Well, this is me speculating. You didn't you say previously, or Lisa admitted somewhere that she actually did talk to your boss on the phone?
She talked to someone on the phone because both my boss, my boss had called me while sitting with the one receptionist lady, and we're saying things that were said by one of the people who called. I wasn't sure if it was Lisa or someone else, but the email I got, the actual email that was sent, which I've since shared on my one live stream, that was specifically from Lisa. I verified that her name's in it. She put her full name and her own information in it, which I redacted for the stream, of course, but it is legit.
It's not like that woman wasn't hard to find. All of her information was literally on Google. Because she had a business at one point.
No, I mean, she had that one business, but one, she called me on my personal phone without redacting her number, without *67ing her number, or whatever it is, right? Or using a throwaway. And you're fine, Squall Shade. It's just that because of her getting because of Nick or whatever, some other shit, it's okay. It's since bringing up the Michael Long, Sophie Long, and the people associated with it. She's been mentioning it directly last month in her October stream that is no longer on YouTube, but I have an archive of, and it's also still on Facebook. So whatever.
She also messaged me out of the blue on Twitter.
When?
Like a month after the Michael's indictment got handed down, to gloat about his indictment. Yeah.
Oh, I did not.
And then
know
I called her out
and
went through a long ass freaking quote tweet firestorm, calling her out for making fun of Sophie and her allegations, making fun of her for her defamation lawsuit. Dragging her through the mud on so much shit until she blocked me. So I don't get to see any of the shit.
Well, thankfully
that she posts now because I'm blocked.
Thankfully, I keep my one Twitter account anonymous to all, but I think
I follow your damn Twitter account.
Which one?
The Kim Jennings one.
That's not my only Twitter account. That's my
that's
official.
The only one that matters.
Well, that's the one that people follow me on for Twitter. But
You
the one
two are
that
so shady.
the one that I actually use most of the time is the one that is my shit posting one, and where I share other things that I follow people like Kay on, so that way I can keep an eye on what is being said about me.
Tracy, you don't understand. These people got so ass mad about me getting up on stream and calling them out on their bullshit. They literally had a struggle session stream where they doxed some random person on Facebook or something and claimed it was me.
Oh, I think that's archived somewhere. I think I have that saved somewhere.
It was like, oh my God, you people are fucking obsessed. They are that ass mad.
Mrs. Danvers makes a good point. I fully believe that Kay is trying to rebuild her channel by trying to start a fight with Nick Rekieta. She wants these little comments she's making to blow up. Well, the most she's going to get is me shit posting about it and grifting about it for fun. And
kind of hard to do when he doesn't do anything on Facebook and he's been banned on Twitter.
I mean, yeah, that too. Plus, I sent Nick a text message about it, and like literally nothing. Like, he doesn't care. Like, he thinks it's probably he'd probably find it funny that she's trying to freak out about. Yeah, Nick's going to ignore her for the most part. And
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I am the master of arc. Like, I don't have much of my actual true archiving on the Kiwi farms, because like all the Karen shit I've archived takes up plenty of space on external drives and my server and shit. But like, I know how to
buy a new computer specifically to do the archiving.
Look, at one point I had my scripts running on my computer, because I have been doing some maintenance on my server, but I was running the scripts so they could watch for live streams going live, because they had a bunch of different channels they would live stream on, and so I had all of them inputted.
Well,
they were all
kept
live
getting
captured.
Fucking banned.
That too. And so it would capture the moment they would go live. It would start capturing the video from the beginning and then keep with it live. So if they cut it off in the middle, I had the video. And then eventually I figured out how to archive the live chats. So the live chats got archived as well. So
yeah, that was the funniest part.
The live chat archiving, or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The live chat archiving and everything else. And I'm like, and you try and tell them like, ladies, look,
don't fuck with me. There's the
like
worst person to fuck with.
We have the screenshots. We have the archives of everything. You cannot say shit, delete it, and then pretend you didn't say it.
I have the receipts on basically everything I've ever talked about. They do not.
And Squallshade, as far as my receipts, literally my end of the conversation is on my Twitter.
Is hers gone?
I mean, it might still be there, but like I'm blocked.
Oh yeah.
So I can't see her side of the conversation.
Yeah, I guess if you link to the top of the thread, then one of us could pull it up. So
I kept quote tweeting her, so it wasn't exactly a thread.
Okay, that's the thing I hate about quote tweets. You just gotta
go to my Twitter, TPuppetOG.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that I didn't get noticed I didn't know Spectre had tweeted out that we were doing the stream. I'm surprised I haven't been talked about, which is fine. I really don't care.
Well, I think I think you had like 40 some odd people watching at one point.
Yeah, I mean, I had a big jump during the Daryl Brooks thing. I had a good bit of new subscribers, but some of them left because they don't like my presentation style, humor, and some of my segueing. Which is fine.
Or the fact that sometimes you can get really, really goddamn boring when you start talking about extremely boring topics.
Fair enough.
Twisted. How could you say that? Derailed is the way I would describe it. But we've got somebody. We've got somebody in here who's asking about Nick's nose, and I think Nick's nose is perfect. It goes with his face. He laughs about it. It's great. I like Nick's nose. I would love to do a poll on who likes Nick's nose.
I love Nick's nose.
Yeah, I do too.
I love that he goes into the meme.
Yeah.
49 was the peak so far today.
Awesome.
Oh, it was okay.
So,
yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to bounce. But it was good to see you guys on here. And yeah, check out that link if you want to see me humiliated on Critical K's show. And you and Twisted can continue this conversation. Thank you so much again for inviting me. And
no, it's no problem.
And you guys take care. Have a good week. I've got to sort of decompress from that California traffic. It was brutal.
I could never do that.
It was awful.
I refuse to go to California. Like, I will not go there unless I'm mandated to.
Wait, I've actually got my travel itinerary, so
maybe next time just Uber everywhere.
No, well, I actually, I had a car. So on the first one, I had 6 highways that I had to go through.
Damn.
Then I went to Monterey, and that was 8 highways and 8 highways back. That was 3 hours both ways. And then to go to the airport, I had 4 highways to go through. So there you go, California. That's why I left.
Fun.
I left and I went to Washington, where we just have I-5, and it's pretty simple. So, all right, everybody, have a great evening. Great to see you, all of you in chat. And there was somebody called Dr. Oh my gosh,
Dr. Purr.
Yeah, Dr. Purr. I'm not sure who you are, but if you email me, I will not respond, which means I will. But I don't know what you're about, dude.
I could fill you in later.
Lady.
I think Dr. Purr is probably from Rekieta's server.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know who it is. And
I already drank water, jackass.
I already have I don't have a problem with Dr. Purr. I mean, I know he doesn't necessarily like me, but that's fine. You don't have to like me.
Well, what they said was something to the effect that therapists do something to children, and I really take offense to that, and pretty much stopped interacting with them after that.
That's understandable. I get where they're coming from. I don't necessarily agree with the take.
It's because a lot of the takes are just they're catchy and trendy bullshit edgelord stuff, and it's retarded. And it's like, y'all, you're trying to recapture the supposed glory that was 4chan 20 years ago, and I got news for you: B was never good.
Well, I didn't appreciate that Dr. Purr asked me how many children have I helped mutilate. I have not ever harmed a child, and
they're talking about transitioning kids.
Well, so I don't appreciate that,
and they're being retarded about that.
Okay, well, so that was the only. Everybody else has been completely respectful and great, but when you start talking about children and mutilation, I don't like that, and I don't like that for Ken's channel either, because I don't know if that's going to hurt his channel, and I only come on here to help him. Okay, so just get that.
I try to leave people to do whatever they want. To say, like, I try to keep my chat free speech as much as possible.
Oh yeah, that's why that's why I didn't delete the comment, because I know that's bad about you. But
I disagree with the take too. I think that there's some I think it's a complex issue going into the whole. Like I've even said, I don't like the new SOCV8 for dealing with gender dysphoria issues in children. I think that the way they handled it was poor. I think it was set up incorrectly, but that's, something that, I mean, anyone that comes into my care gets the absolute best care. I would think. I mean, it's probably going to take a lot different approach than most, but that's how I work. But anything like that would be set up as the last means to an end. As far as that's the last thing you're going to do before I give you that before I write that letter to say, hey, you need this, before you get any kind of prescriptions or surgeries.
Oh, okay. So what they mean by mutilation is to be able to help people to have a gender affirming surgeries. Is that what they mean?
Surgery or puberty blockers and stuff like that.
Okay, well, I didn't get that I mean, mutilation for me actually means.
I think I know who that is, and I had a drunken conversation with them at 4:00 in the morning.
Good for you, Twisted. I mean, drunken conversations at 4 a.m. are actually very interesting. But mutilation is something that's been done in a lot of different countries that have been really harmful to women. And so that's one of the things that I believe that this person was saying. But if they mean that if I'm going to write a letter for a person who has gender dysphoria, so that they can get a surgery that's gender affirming, then they need to clarify that with me, because I do seek consultation in that area, because it's not an area of specialty of mine. I'm eating disorder specialist. But yeah, there have been people who, well, actually, I've never written a letter. I've been consulting on one client, and one client that was going to need a letter decided that they were fine the way that they were. So we just let things play out in therapy. So technically, no, none of them. I haven't actually done a letter yet. That's not my area of specialty. I deal in eating disorders, guys. I just try and help Ken, because he's my buddy, and I love Twisted too. I love all you guys. Yeah. So,
right.
All right.
I don't know how anybody loves me. I'm completely abrasive.
You know what? I said that to my mother this weekend when I was out there, and I said, how could you even say that you care about me? And she's just like, well, you've always been very impatient and kind of a little abrasive, but we love you anyway. And I'm just like going, I don't know how they can do that. So I'm totally in that, same space with you, Twisted. But I do love you. Take care of you guys. I got to eat some dinner now. My husband's
you're fine.
Giving me the signal.
No, I got to go get some food too, because I got an invite to another YouTuber stream I'll probably be popping on. I think I'm going on Thermo's stream to talk with
Thermo.
Dave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's from an imaginary country called Australia.
Oh yeah, it doesn't really.
It's an inside joke.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll look for you later. You guys take good care. All right.
No problem. Right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. And with that, I think, unless you have anything else to add, Twisted, I think we'll wrap it up.
Nope. I think it's time for Baby Shark.
I think it's time for Baby Shark. So unless there's any final grifting super chats need to be done. Also, make sure you go check out, speaking of grifting, check out Tracy's channel, Calming the Chaos, on YouTube. Twisted has a channel doing 3D printing stuff, I think, at the moment. Ish.
I haven't posted anything in a few days. Also, I'm pissed at my printer.
Yeah, welcome to the fucking party. I'm redoing my entire Marlin firmware right now, so it's pissing me off. I'm having to.
I don't know if I should actually upgrade my firmware or not. I don't even know how to do it yet.
You basically have to, if you're using Marlin, you have to, you can get pre-configured ones, or like doing what I'm doing and building my own. You can compile your own firmware, then you put it on an SD card. Put it on there when you.
Not a programmer.
It's not a programming thing. You just edit settings in a configuration document.
Okay. Yeah, I could probably do that. Yeah.
There's also pre-configured ones for your printer model for Marlin. Most of them, like if you have an Ender or whatever, like you go and get the pre-configured ones. It has basically the important settings you would need. If there's things you need to fix or edit, you can fix or edit those, like I do, or it can add new features or extra features that I've been doing. Because I accidentally fucked up my firmware on my new 3D printer that I bought a few months back, and it just completely wiped my firmware. And because I had something cause my fucking, it was something on my SD card that basically erased my firmware by accident. And so I'm rebuilding my firmware so I can print again. I'm kind of pissed about it. Yes, Spectre was on the stream for a bit earlier. So
yes, he went to go play video games with Brawley and Tim, the producer.
Yes, and I've got like, I think a bit more than a half an hour before the Thermo shit goes live. So if I'm gonna jump,
and then you gotta go eat, and you gotta fix dinner for your wifey.
Like I gotta take my pills because I'm overdue for meds.
Pills here.
I hate taking meds. It's the most fucking irritating. I'm trying to get referred for back injections again, or spinal ablations again, and the VA is just a bitch about how they do that. So that's fun.
Yeah, that sucks.
But thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you subscribe. If you want to send a last second super chat, go for it, because
Ken's always looking for an excuse to not end the stream.
That too.
Baby
I
shark.
I'm getting there. Calm down. But the breakbeat version. But actually,
Boom, 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 baby shark, baby shark. Dun, 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 burn, 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 burn.
I still have.
Oh, you got to take out the D. You got to take out his grounds. Grounds.
Oh, I have the D in there. Shit. Okay.
Yeah, you also got spelt wrong. It's O-W, not O-U.
Whatever. Don't be racist. Anyway, end of the stream, guys. Take care. Go check out Thermo. Let me find his channel. I'll link it. Go check out Thermo on YouTube. He's doing.
It's like it's called the pre-stream or some shit. I don't.
Hold on. I'm dropping the link in the chat.
Yeah.
Go check that out. It's going live in 40 minutes. We'll hopefully be on that for a little bit, I think.
Yeah, and we're totally going to prove subject matter jurisdiction. It's going to be great.
That too. So
yeah.
Take care. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see if wait. Do you guys hear that? You guys wait.
FBI, open up!
Oh shit, they're back. God damn it. They keep fucking interrupting my stream. Anyway, I'll end with that, and because I could do that all day because I think that's funny.
Bro, did I tell you about this raccoon I had in my ceiling? I named him Daryl.
Oh god. That is how I'm going to end the stream. Where's my fucking end of screen? And peace, everybody.
Crash it, change it, melt, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, slide it, get it, post it, slow it,